outfits and highlights. So weird. Huh.
Steve says, Ace King Oxu says that he heard us.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what is... I have these microphones that mute.
Might be Discord. Actually, take yourself out of the guests thing.
Oh, you're right. It is Discord.
It's down there at the bottom. Above? No. Well, that's fine.
No, it's still...
Go one thing above. Nope, down. Continue down.
Oh,
down. Nope, down to the right. There it is.
I didn't turn on the camera.
Are we live right now?
Yes, we are. Yeah, I can hear you. I forgot to go to... Oh, you know what? I forgot to update the topic. Shoot. Just busy trying to get some music in this business over here.
Well, we're going to get the camera turned on for you real quickly. I just heard it making noise. Hey! All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday show.
No signal, buddies.
No memory card?
Oh, that's there. That'll go away. So.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the good old Tuesday show, starting at our new time of 5:30 p.m. Pacific.
Obviously, it's too early for us. Yeah.
Wow. Maybe. Anyway, we're going to be talking about a few things today. There wasn't a ton.
No.
There were quite a few tournaments, but we have been sort of offloading that discussion to Best of 5, which I hope everybody watched just before us. If you didn't, you can catch them there. Archives, I'm sure, will be there, so you can see probably a better recap of what we're going to do in terms of tournaments. So instead, we'll just talk about sort of the highlights of what occurred, and a lot of Soul Calibur 6.
Yes.
Which I played a buttload of.
Really? You played a lot of it.
I would call it a technical buttload.
A technical buttload.
Technically a buttload.
Okay.
Then we're going to have Ari, a.k.a. Floe, on to talk about Soul Calibur 6 from a more expert position. He's a guy who has been playing Soul Calibur since forever. He, at one point, was one of the best Soul Calibur players on Earth. And, you know.
He got, like, second place at one of the early Evos, I think, wasn't it?
It was something like that. You know, we'll ask him to make sure, but it was something like that. And anyway, we'll talk with him about his impressions. And then there's some other assorted news, but again, not an absolute ton.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess I'll begin by talking about my experience playing Soul Calibur 6.
So just in case people weren't aware, I was traveling this weekend, so I was pretty much gone the entire weekend, and I did not have a chance to play Soul Calibur 6. So I did not have a chance to touch the game, unfortunately, so I was unable to experience the joys of... What was it, 3 characters that were available?
No, it was quite a few.
Really?
Quite a few.
Oh, dang, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
There was no Astaroth. So my character historically was Astaroth, which I think is to nobody's surprise, right? I tend to pick the kind of big body grappler type character, and if he has long limbs, even the better. So Astaroth fits me to a T. But when I played Soul Calibur back in the day, it was very casually. You know, I was playing Soul Calibur 2 and 3 super casually. I think a lot of people who were playing video games back then also had that same experience.
Yeah,
those were some of the most commonly played games. And even today, when I tell somebody I'm into fighting games, they'll say, I used to play Soul Calibur 2, and, you know...
Dude, Soul Calibur,
everybody.
Yeah, I've had so much I have so many people tell me that that's like the fighting game that they played.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's weird because, well, I mean, it's not weird. Obviously, the Dreamcast version was super good. That was really, really popular. But, I mean, these are people that I talk to who haven't played any other fighting game. Like, literally no other fighting game except Soul Calibur, and that's the only one that they've played. So.
For sure. So I played that game. I was competing in other games already at the time, but I wasn't playing that one so seriously. So I didn't play 4. I didn't play 5. I wasn't sure if I was super interested in 6. I haven't played it in any of the tournaments that we've been to that have had Soul Calibur 6. Mm-hmm. I didn't try it at E3, even though it was there, and I was literally right next to it, and I definitely could have. And I probably should have, in retrospect. I'm not really sure why I didn't. But I played, what's the other one that they're making that doesn't seem as good?
The My Hero... No, it was the Jump Force.
Yeah, something like that. I played that instead. So anyway, not the best choice. I played the demo because I give all new fighting games a chance.
Right.
Just what I do. So,
I mean, one of the things I should probably also mention is even if I was home, I probably wouldn't have played the demo because I'm not a demo guy.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But anyways.
Anyway, I knew that I didn't know that much about the game, and I didn't know any of the moves. I picked Ivy because if I'm not going to be able to do grappler stuff, I want a zone. Those are like the two kind of characters that I play. Mm-hmm. And Ivy is definitely that character. She has a command grab, but I can't do it because it's mechanically very, very intense. So I didn't even play that. I was just playing bare bones Ivy. I had 6 or 7 moves that I knew. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I figured them out as I was going along, and I had a blast.
Okay.
I really had a blast with the game. I found it super fun. I found it really engaging. I think part of it may have been that many other people were in the same boat where they didn't seem like they had that much information either. So we're all kind of like figuring out the game at the same time, more or less. And in that context, I'm not getting steamrolled by anybody. Okay. Nor am I steamrolling people, right? Like we're figuring it out. So if they have 5 moves and I have 5 moves, by the 3rd round, like, I know what's going on in our context, right? So it was really a lot of fun, and so I got to experience a lot of the cast. People were using most of the characters.
Oh, that's good.
There was a really good character variety out there. Okay. And I wasn't so sure about some of the mechanics. So Reversal Edge is a new mechanic that they have.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about that one, because that's the one that I've been reading the most divisiveness on.
Right. So the mechanic, if you don't know about it, is that it basically, so you have kind of like a focus attack from Street Fighter 4, which can be broken, but which has, once you go into it, once it lands, you can do really a rock, paper, scissors situation. Oh man, I forget what it is. I think it's horizontal beats kick beats vertical, vertical beats horizontal.
Right, but then you can also dodge.
But there's other stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, there's more to it than that. So it's not just the pure RPS. It's not as stupid as that. Even more than that, different characters get different things out of their hits. So like some characters, for example, I don't know which one is which, but a vertical or horizontal, one of them will lead to a big combo for the character.
Oh, okay.
So they'll want that one.
Gotcha.
And you know that as the opponent, so you're like, I'm not going to give you the big damage one. You can get the one that I get like hit, and it's like not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So it's not an RPS system at all. I think
it's weighted RPS.
It's quite weighted. Yeah, I mean it's like any mix-up in a fighting game, right? Like it's a way to put yourself. It's a way to give yourself a mix-up. Oh, also the initiator. If there's a tie on the first one, and then I think a tie on the second one, I believe that the initiator wins.
Okay.
So if you're the one who starts it, then you have a lot of, it's just a mix-up, right? So it's not at all like just the dumb RPS stuff that I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
There really is more to it, or at least as I understood it.
I mean, from what I had gathered, the negatives about it, and again, yeah, a lot of people are asking about Floe. We'll get Floe on
we'll
here
definitely
soon,
have Floe.
yeah.
I just wanted to get my noob opinion first.
But like a lot of people were saying that, I don't know, was it like too powerful or something because it absorbs things, you know?
So I think that's really character dependent. Some characters require that they're right up front. At least one of them seems like they can dash cancel theirs, which seems pretty good. I forget which girl that was. And some of them have better range or better speed, so it's like an SF4 where it's really just a character by character thing. Okay. But as Ivy, I was routinely beating people out of their startups.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I would, if you hit people twice, maybe that number varies, but certainly in some cases I was hitting them twice and knocking them out of it.
Because I
was doing it from a range where I was okay to do it.
Because I saw a video where someone activated the reversal edge and the other person activated the super, and they absorbed the entirety of the super and then went into reversal.
How many hits
edge.
was the super?
Like 7 or 8.
Oh,
it was
dang.
like a ridiculous amount.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know super much about it. Let me put it that way. Like I got what I could glean from a few days of playing. But from what I gleaned, I felt that it was really interesting, or more interesting than I expected.
Okay.
I didn't hate it, and it's not like an Injustice wager, which takes like 20 seconds to do. It's a lot faster than that. I also really enjoyed the fact that the game seemed super cheap.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
As I've gotten older, I've grown to enjoy more. Characters have wild options. Like I got hit by Nightmare. Nightmare has a chargeable super that is unblockable and armored once you charge it. So I got hit by probably 15 Nightmares doing dash forward armored super.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, I don't know. So eventually I figured out that you can sidestep, you can hit him low, but if he doesn't charge it and he just lets it go, then he's probably going to hit you if you're not like there's just a lot of cheap stuff. Like Ivy can ring people out from half screen. Other characters ring people out all the time. Some characters' pressure seems super wild. Nightmare has an auto parry on some moves. There's just a lot of really crazy stuff. And I think that's cool. I also found that the game was really accessible to me as a primarily 2D game player, because the movement is not something that's hidden behind stuff you have to learn. You're just moving in a way that makes sense.
Yeah. It's 8-way run. So.
But that's not the only reason. The other one is that I felt like character archetypes were more understandable to me.
Okay. So because there's a better variety with the weapons. Like
super big variety. Super big variety. And so, like, knowing that Ivy is the Dalsum, I've played that before, and it's a very different take on it. But in terms of understanding how to keep somebody out, the rhythms that you use, the fact you have to delay things sometimes, all of that very much applied in a way that when I've tried to play other 3D games, I haven't really noticed. So I felt that for me, it was a really accessible game.
Okay. Cool.
And I'm super stoked for SC6 now to come out.
Sweet.
Later this month.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I haven't had a chance to try. I've only played a tiny bit at E3 with Joe, L.I. Joe, and he was using his waifu, Ivy, who is now your waifu, Ivy.
I mean, once the game comes out, I'll probably play Astaroth, but I want to play both Astaroth and Ivy.
Okay, so you have
Grappler
your
and
waifu,
Zoner, of course.
You have your waifu all
Astaroth,
ready to go.
probably.
Ivy.
Oh, I was thinking Astaroth and my wife.
Okay, well, here, let's see if we can get Floe on here, but I just realized the speaker, you might not be able to hear him right now. So let me test this out here. Let's try to grab Floe into this thing here. Well, if I connect here,
Ivy is a grappler, that's true, but it's a very different situation, I think, than
now. Here's the question to the people: do they hear an echo? Is this echoing, or for me, is this echoing, or is it okay for everybody? Let's see. No, okay. So we're good here. So let's see if Floe can get in this channel.
You have to join the guests one.
I did. Oh, the guests one right there. Okay, gotcha. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So let's see if Floe is in the chat. He's talking, but I do not hear him. Try again. Floe, speak to me. Now there's an echo. Yeah, now there's an echo. Let's do something here. Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's gone now because it was coming through your laptop. Okay. Now, is Floe there? Can I hear Floe? Floe. Can anybody else hear Floe? I can't hear Floe at all, so. I can't hear you, Floe. Says he's trying to talk. Okay, so Floe is currently not here right now.
Well, it says that he's talking. That's what the little green flash
Right,
is.
yeah, I see that. Let's see here. Let me go check my Discord settings. Guys, please, sorry. User settings, voice and video, output device here. Let's see. So that's correct. Default should be correct here. I don't know why this is not working here. Let's see. Apologies, guys. This is audio is the hardest thing to make work on any stream. I'll tell you that for sure. Because we just did this. We literally just did this. Like,
yeah, Floe's not muted. That's not the issue.
No. Yeah, like I said, we literally just did this with the pre-Evo show where we had everybody talking there, and I don't think I changed anything. Let's see. Let's see.
This pizza is pretty good. It's from Ralph's, which is a Southern California grocery store, and it's a French goat cheese and marinated vegetable thin crust pizza.
Try talking again, Flo. Okay, still hear nothing here.
Yeah, it's Ralph's private selection.
Ralph's private selection, nice, okay. Optical speakers, black magic audio, no. Line out, no, that's not what we want. Well, what if I did line out from here? I don't think that's going to do anything. Shoot, sorry. Actually, do you want to take a quick break real quick? And then
I guess we have to.
So I can figure out what's going on here all of a sudden. Okay, hey, guys, we'll be right back. I'm going to switch it to the break panel, and then you can listen to us trying to figure out how to get this to work really quick. So, really apologize about this. All right, be right back, guys. Be right back. Restart Discord, really? Oh. I wonder if that means... Alright, let me restart Discord. I don't think that'll change anything, though. Where did it go? Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. Like I said, we didn't have this problem last time. This worked just fine last time. There's definitely something wrong with the audio settings over here, and I need to figure out why. Let's see, speakers, black magic audio, line out. Jesus, why is it trying to go there? No. Show audio, speakers, black magic speaker, real tech, high definition audio. That's the default device. That's exactly what it should be. Hang on, guys. Let me check this.
I did fight some girls. Yeah, I feel like I fought most characters. And I don't have any like opinions on which characters I think are strong. I want to talk with Floe about that because I just don't... I don't even know like necessarily what makes a character strong in Soul Calibur context. I'll tell you, I got beat up by Nightmare. That happened. But I don't know if that's because I'm terrible or what. Probably. Probably. Hey, Floe. Oh, Floe. Can you hear me? But I can't hear you because I'm on my computer now.
Can you hear Floe through yours?
No, I cannot. But I see that his name is going green. It's like so making the green.
On your computer, you can't hear him.
Yeah.
Okay. So it might not be my setting then.
Maybe not. Let me see. Make sure the rules are good. I mean, nothing like this was. This is just general. There's no rules on it.
You have your speakers turned up?
Yeah. Yeah, it's set to everyone.
Okay. So it might not be RN then. It might be Floe.
He just checked on his Discord, and it was fine.
It was fine?
Yeah. No, you're not muted.
How about now?
Hey, yep, it's working. Was this on your end the whole time?
No, it definitely wasn't. I used some shitty mic instead of my main mic.
So it was on your end this whole time.
It definitely was. I actually had to just test it with someone else that way.
But you, well, whatever. All right, it works. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get out of this voice channels, and James is gonna get into it.
All right, hang on a second. Let's do this. Actually, you might want to have that on just so you can hear him. To be honest with you,
What do you mean?
I can't get it to. He should have been coming out on this one here. Wait, Flo, talk to me again, real quick. Oh, you're not in the guest channel anymore.
You just go down to his.
Oh, just go here.
Yeah. Click on general.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Flo, talk to me real quick.
Hello?
Oh.
All right. Cool. All right, we're back. Hey.
Okay.
Hey!
Okay, let me guys know if it is echoey or if this sounds okay to everybody.
I got out of that chat, so it should be fine.
Okay. Are you still there, Flo?
I am still here.
Okay. Echoing. It's echoey on Flow. Some people are saying no echoes. Okay. Well, let's just try this out and see how it goes then. All right?
I mean, I used my bad mic because for some reason the other mic, you guys weren't hearing me, so.
That's really bizarre. Okay. Okay, that's too much Flow. All right. Try again, Flow.
Hello. Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you hear him?
I can hear him.
You can hear him?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Okay, got it.
All right. Cool. Hey. All right.
So
Welcome, Ari Weintraub.
Thank you for having me.
how have
Cool.
you been, man?
I'm good. I think the last time I was
Down,
here was
way
Soul
down.
Calibur 5.
Oh, change the camera. You're right. Okay. Go ahead and ask your questions, David, while I bring up Flo's beautiful visage onto the screen for us.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Is that really about to happen?
I'm going to try. Here.
Okay, well, anyway, hey man, I really appreciate you coming on to talk about Soul Calibur 6. So, did you play it offline? Have you played it at any of the events where it's been so far?
So, first of all, that would require me to go to an event, which doesn't really happen anymore.
Did you say that they required you to go to an event?
No, he said that would require him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was at PAX, and I was at PAX, but I did not play it. So this was the first time I've ever played it.
Okay.
David, scoot over to me.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Did you really use an EG picture? Oh my god, James.
It's a good picture.
I think he just Googled Floe, and that's what came up.
Yeah, I just
Wow.
grabbed like the best picture I could find here. So there you
That's
go.
wild.
All right. Anyway, so this is your first time playing it. Before we talk about the game mechanics and your feelings on the characters and all that stuff, it was a network test. So what did you feel about the netcode, the connections?
So obviously, it is a network test. There were the good ones, there were the bad ones. Like it's hard to tell because, people are on Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
when it was good, I would compare it to Tekken, I would say.
Okay.
It's kind of Tekken-y. But obviously there were the bad ones. So you can only really rate it based off the best ones, and the best ones were probably Tekken.
Did you, like me, did you have to set it to any to get connections?
Yes. I had, because the first day I was just sitting there and not getting anything. And then I did any bars but same region, because the first match I had was against someone in Russia, and it was just horrible.
Yeah, no, it was the same thing for me. I was really frustrated at first because I didn't get any matches for a while when I had it on 4 bars. So I put it on 3 bars, and that didn't work either. So I was just finally like, all right, let's give it a go on any.
Yeah, it was kind of rough.
But I haven't played any Soul Calibur since 15 years ago. Did it feel like there was input delay? I've heard that there was extra input delay added to it.
It's hard to tell because it's online. That's not really something I can tell until it's offline.
Okay.
Right.
Because even the best match, there's still going to be some type of delay. So I don't know if there's just added input delay since it's 2018. That's what we do.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, some people in the chat are saying that they definitely felt like they felt it, but we'll have to wait until the game officially releases and see the official tests. I guess the question that I really have is, so obviously Soul Calibur 2 is the golden standard of Soul Caliburs, if I'm not wrong, right, Flo?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I heard that they're trying to go back to that a lot with Soul Calibur 6, like they were really trying their best to go back to Soul Calibur 2, because 3, 4, and 5, I've heard differing thoughts on that. So,
I can give you a thought on those.
What's that?
I can definitely give you a thought on those 3 games.
All right, do it.
Go for it.
There's a reason you're talking about the 15-year-old game instead of those.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the main question then, is with this game, with them saying that they're trying to go back to Soul Calibur 2 status, and I know you did really well at Evo a long time ago in Soul Calibur 2. How did you feel about this game compared to the previous iterations?
So it's not Soul Calibur 2, but you can definitely feel that they're trying to go that direction. It's somewhere in between a Soul Calibur 2 and a Soul Calibur 5. Like, there's still, like, the limitations that didn't exist in Soul Calibur 2, which is just, new games. That's just what it's going to be.
Like what? I just don't know enough to even know what.
Just movement options, buffering options, stuff like that. Specifically, the character that I play, Taki. The thing that I really liked in Soul Calibur 2 is that, I could freestyle. There were cancels. There was a thing called Possession Rush Cancel, which basically her possession, which is her stance,
right.
You could cancel it at any time with back. And, she can't do that. She kind of just has to commit to things. And that kind of stuff in Soul Calibur 2 kind of gave you the freedom to, express yourself and do all that. I feel like now games are so scared to give you that kind of freedom. Like, we see it in Street Fighter 5, we see it in all these games that are, artificially limited. I don't know why they don't want to just give that freedom back.
I think they're just probably scared of it being too complicated, right? I mean,
it's a time where they can patch also. They can just patch out what they don't like.
That's true.
Yeah. And, honestly, from my standpoint, I'm always from the standpoint that, lowering the entry barrier of entry is not the same as the skill ceiling, right? You can actually still have a high skill ceiling and a low barrier of entry. So,
I mean, Cross Tekken was kind of like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And this game definitely has
game.
I like Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this game definitely has 2018 stuff. We got supers, reverse ledge. It definitely has the scrubby stuff that gives you hey, I can play this game no matter what. And Soul Calibur's always been a very accessible game too, because there's the AAAs and the BBBs. You got strings. Right. People love to just the people that don't even know how to play it, just pick it up and just mash away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like me.
Well,
yeah, like David.
So as a Soul Calibur hipster, if I can call you that.
Damn, I'm a hipster now? Jeez.
You're OG, you're hipster, that's what it all is. Well, did you enjoy it? Did you have fun with it? Are you looking forward to it? Will we see the return of Floe back to events?
I mean, okay, you can't judge it based off me coming back to events. That's not a fair judgment.
That ship has sailed.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
deep in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, the one game that brought me back was Marvel Infinite. If you think about it,
that's
the
true.
Only game that's ever brought me back. But
man. As
far as this game, I enjoyed it, but there are definitely things I did not enjoy about it, and I definitely, I think I might have had a vision of the future of this game.
Okay.
Which worries me a little bit.
Okay. No, I actually really like this because a lot of the stronger players out there usually can kind of pinpoint the end game pretty quickly. I mean, do you want to talk about what you're worried about right now?
Well, basically, the whole thing is people love to say, "Oh my God, reverse ledge isn't that good," blah blah blah. Just sidestep it, And sidestep and reverse ledge is a perfectly valid argument against it. You can also sidestep Bs. So does that mean you're not supposed to use B at all in the game? And reverse ledge in this game, I think, is the scrubbiest, best mechanic. Because first of all, it gives you way too much meter. It gives you a full bar of meter.
That's true.
If you're right
really
once.
Fast.
Yeah.
It has armor. You can hold it for however long you want to. In a game where people like to take their turns. If it's your turn, you're going to be like, hey, it's my turn, I'm going. Like, it's super good, and the fact that it gives you so much meter, basically what this game is every character, when they do soul charge, becomes like so broken, like super, super broken.
Okay.
But it's okay because it costs meter and it only lasts a little bit of time.
It's like an install super.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That apparently stops the clock too.
Yeah.
It does. But that's only important at the end. But the important part is it gives you crazy stuff. You know, some characters better than others, but for everyone, they get crazy in soul charge. And reversal edge gives you a ton of meter, and you can just kind of throw it out. It's one of those things that you really have to be worried about. So I'm very worried that the game is going to turn into reversal edge until I get enough meter. Okay, soul charge, use my soul charge stuff. If I don't kill you, reversal edge, I'm going to get some meter. And I'm very scared of that.
So, I mean, a lot of people are saying that you can't throw it. So reversal edges also go through throws.
You can't GI it if they hold it. Like, it's super good.
But you can break it, right? If you have a break attack.
You can break it if
like
it's
certain
like
attacks are called break attacks.
Okay.
The blue ones will break it, but you can't just focus your entire game around them because those blue attacks are super slow. Mm-hmm. They're usually easily sidesteppable. There's a lot of things that, you know, it's. I just think reversal edge is the stupidest mechanic ever.
Okay.
Well, can you cancel it? Like, once you start charging, can you, like, backdash out of it?
Certain characters can cancel it.
Oh, dang. So some people can actually use it like a focus attack.
Like,
exactly.
Doesn't Taki do that?
Taki can do it, yeah. The thing is people were asking me when I was streaming the game about how much I hated reversal edge. I think reversal edge as a mechanic and how much it affects the game is actually worse than X Factor. And you know how much I hate X Factor.
Oh my god. I do remember your X Factor thoughts, yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, so you're actually, I mean, do you feel like it's something that they need to patch, like, quickly, or do you think there's an argument for letting it pan out and see how it goes?
So what it is they're never going to patch it. Like, it's something that's in the game because it's a hype mechanic. It's, you know, danger time. No one likes danger time in Guilty Gear. The players don't like it.
Right.
But if that happens in a tournament, everyone goes, oh my god, danger time, oh my god.
Okay,
and this is the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Players are going to hate it, but the crowd is going to be like, oh my god, red sparkles, oh my god. And it's not even rock, paper, scissors. It's rock, paper, scissors, gun, missile. Like, there's so many options. It's just, it's nutty. You know who I think is going to be super good with it, though? I think Sonic Fox is going to be so good at this game.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Just like enforcing mix-ups on people?
Yes, just reversal edging all day, getting free meter, and just bodying everyone. I think he's going to be so good at this game.
I can see that. So when it came to X Factor, we all hated it at the start. I mean, I hated it too. As the game went on, people figured out ways to use it that weren't just the obvious you win around for
Virgil?
Yeah, but I mean there were at least like ways to deal with it. You could kill Virgil earlier on, you could snap him in, like there were other tools. It was always super good, but it didn't end up, I don't think, being like a one-dimensional mechanic.
I mean, it was Virgil, like literally there were players that were like, I don't play, like Eduardo did not play that game, we were just Virgil people. And
that's not really true.
The other two characters are just meat shields.
It's not true.
I was one of those people. I didn't play that game in just Virgil people.
At the start. But I mean,
no, at the middle, at the end.
No, it didn't. It wasn't like that at the end of it.
The start was just Wolverine level 1 X Factor because that was still vanilla, and Phoenix. It was all X Factor. How do you say an X Factor wasn't a thing forever?
It's always good. I'm just saying that there were other ways to use it other than just like the BS you went around at the end with your final character. You could use it at the start. You could use it to get out of situations.
Yeah. But still, like,
I mean, it's not my favorite mechanic either. I don't think that it ended up being as stupid as I at first thought that it was.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll tell you this much.
Go ahead.
It's definitely not as stupid as reversal edge.
Okay, that's all right. So you don't see like a potential like rehabilitation of reversal edge in the future where like we figured out different ways to use it.
It's so much meter.
Okay,
and in a game where meter is like you win a round like when you activate. Like certain characters, their activations are like so good. And another thing is activations are like a free get off me. It's like a free blocking burst.
Yeah, so
really?
it pushes the opponent back. And what's cool for Ivy is that it basically pushes them back to exactly where she wants to be, like on hit or block. You're there.
Oh my god. Okay. so the question is, let's say obviously Reversal Edge is not going anywhere, right? If you wanted to balance it within the context of the game, would you just take away the meter gain and you feel like it would be better?
No, I want it to cost meter. It has no downside of it right now. It should cost meter if it's going to give you that much meter.
Okay.
It should give you less meter and it should cost meter.
All right.
Okay.
Well, so it is. I read that whatever they're calling counter hits is new. Lethal something.
Lethal hits, yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's not really counter hits because it's like
They're not counter hits.
I mean, no, not really, because certain moves do lethal hits in certain situations. Like after a GI, a move will do a lethal hit, but it's not a counter hit, but it'll do a lethal hit. It's weird. Yeah,
so it's only certain situations.
Yeah, certain moves lethal hits in certain situations.
Okay, what do you feel about that?
I think it's fun. I think it's cool. It's a cool mechanic.
Okay.
Like so if you land a lethal hit, you get a much bigger combo.
Okay. But I mean, there's still directional influence in this game, so you can kind of like try to avoid combos in this game, or is there not?
So it's a lot different than before because Soul Calibur was never a combo game before.
Right.
But now there's actual combos, which is very different. Yeah, like there's a lot of things that like slam you down after a launch. And then you get like some free ground hits, stuff like that.
Right. Because the original Soul Calibur games, you could kind of float yourself in the air like Smash Brothers and get out of combos and stuff like that.
I think you still can. I just
yeah,
don't know
you
how,
can.
Yeah, but it's not as effective.
It's just that certain characters have actual combos now.
Okay. So, I mean, you got to play Taki, who's your main character, right?
Yes.
What did you
played
think?
A lot of Taki.
What did you think of her? How did you feel playing? Did it feel like Taki to you, or you're still missing all the little possession cancels and stuff like that from the original from 2?
So I think I tweeted that if there was like a sliding scale of Taki to Natsu, I would say the scale is more like 70% towards Natsu and 30% Taki.
Okay. Natsu being
Soul Calibur 5 Taki.
Oh, okay.
When they got rid of Taki, she was Taki.
Was she like Taki's daughter or something like that?
Something stupid, I don't know.
Probably like former roommate or something.
Yeah, like there's definitely more freedom now than there was, but at the same time, it's not the freedom that I would like.
Okay.
What do you feel about the other characters so far? Obviously, it's not full release. We're not going to know what will happen until it does. But like, who seems good to you?
So I think Ivy is the day 1, week 1, month 1, scrubby. I just want free wins character.
Looks like I'm sticking with Ivy.
Yeah, like I think she's like season 1 Mika, where like anyone without a brain can play her.
Without a brain?
You don't need a brain to play that character. Like Ivy in this game is like super, super, super simple.
I don't know how she was before, but she has. Maybe she's always had this stuff, but like she has basically 2/3, 3/4 screen horizontal sweeping move that is safe.
The 6-6A?
It does, yeah, 6-6A, yeah. And
that's the best move in the game.
It does lethal hit, so you get like a 40% damage combos out of it.
Yeah, I think that's the best move in the game.
It seems wild. I gotta tell you.
Well, I mean, Flo, my question to you is, I'm surprised you're not using Ivy. That's not your main character in the game?
Why? Wait, why? Because tier whore thing?
No, because you use the same character as Joe all the time.
Oh, you mean Joe bites my characters, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, how you always bite Joe's character?
Okay.
Joe always bites my characters, is what you're talking about, yeah?
Alright.
Yeah? Yes, I'm not gonna trust you on this, just like I wouldn't trust you if it's got killed. Come on.
Fair enough.
But like, it wasn't just 6-6A. I felt like some of her other moves are super strong.
6-6A, that low throw is super good.
Yeah,
the thing is
low grab, hit grab.
Yeah, like, so I played Soul Calibur 3, 4, 5, but I didn't play it like I played 2, right? So most of my opinions are going based off 2.
Okay.
And Ivy in that game was not what you would expect from that character. She wasn't a long-range character.
Oh.
She was actually a very close-range character
Oh.
because she had really good pokes. She could obviously do the full-screen thing, but now she's more of what they intended for her, I guess. You know, the full-screen mix-up, stuff like that. Literally, she has a half-screen mix-up that you can't react to.
That's true.
That
lower
2AG,
From
yeah,
that
like
screen.
literally you cannot react to it, and has the same startup.
Yeah.
They both have the same startup, so
Yeah,
it's
and they're
like,
safe at range too. So.
yeah, that character is like, if you want free online wins for like the first month or so, or maybe even longer, play Ivy.
Can you sidestep any of those things?
You cannot sidestep.
Not
these
the
two options.
6-6A, and
Yeah.
actually not the low throw either.
Yeah, and not the low hit. It's a hit grab. I mean that is really good, but the hit grab has to be placed like as far as distance away from you.
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
there's 3 different spots where you can place it, so you have to call out the opponent's movement. But yeah,
The
like
best part though,
at like half screen to 3/4 screen, she is super strong.
Okay.
Super strong.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, the question is it like Dalsum then? Once you get in her face, does she die pretty badly?
no, she has ways around your stuff.
So she has soul charge to basically just get off. Right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
The game supports her,
Yeah,
and
she
there's
seems good to me.
GIs, there's everything.
So the systems basically help her out a lot then.
Yeah. And the whole thing is, you're so happy you finally get in. What happens when she reversal edges and you get hit by the armor? And then you give her free meter.
Which can later let her activate her
Dive and
V trigger and push people away.
V-trigger. Yeah, I mean, she seems good to me. Do any other characters stand out?
So Ivy seems like the super easy character. Taki, so I think she has some issues. I think she will be a good mid to low level character, but I think at high level she's gonna have a lot of issues.
Okay.
But who else? I played a bunch of characters.
A lot of people in the chat are saying Nightmare right now, which I think kind of echoes David's experience.
Yeah, just as a total scrub, he seems very strong, but I don't know how much that lasts.
Yeah, Nightmare is a scrub killer.
Okay.
That's probably why you're kind of feeling that. No offense.
No,
David.
I'm totally scrub. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like the thing with
Especially
Nightmare
because
is
you
like,
used Ivy.
I'm doubly so,
No,
I
I'm
guess.
just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Nightmare he's good. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of the stuff that people do, like even myself, like my Nightmare was super ghetto, and a lot of the stuff I was getting away with isn't real stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But you know, Nightmare, another character that's gonna be like Ivy, where just demolishes online. I think Zhanghua will be good because she's always good. Sophie will always be good. I played some Maxi. I think Maxi has a lot of potential.
Okay.
Who else did I
Cool.
play?
Cool.
I'm trying to think who else I played.
Some people
I
are
think
talking about.
Zaz. I think Zaz is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah?
Zaz
Yeah.
I think he's super, super good. Yeah.
Some people are mentioning Talon. What about Talon and Voldo?
Oh, I actually think Talon has tons and tons of potential. The whole thing with Talon is she has, like, this isn't like a real thing. I mean, it's kind of a real thing. But she has a move that does like 40%.
Yeah.
And she's like a pixie type character, right?
Yeah.
She's a character that like harasses you and does,
I mean, it
should
does a
do
lot
like
of stuff to
2% here. Yeah, exactly. But, you know, it's kind of like Zhanghua's 4-4B, where it kind of, she jumps back and then does something. So
Right.
those kind of moves actually have a really good place in this game. And it does crazy damage. Like, when I first saw it, I thought it was a glitch. I definitely thought it was a glitch. It does way too much damage for a character like that.
Yeah.
But I think Talon has a ton of potential. Like, I don't like that character personally, but I think she is super, super good.
Okay. What about some people are saying that they want your opinion on Geralt?
Yeah, the two new characters,
Geralt.
him and
So
Grow or
I
Grid.
didn't touch the new characters. I didn't touch Grow. I didn't touch Gerald. And the thing with them is I played against a lot of them. Those were very popular characters online.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah, Gerald, I don't see much right now.
Yeah.
His name is Gerald. It's a random old guy. That's what old people are named, Gerald.
Works
Gerald.
for me.
Just deal with
Jerry.
it. Anyways, Gerald. I don't know a lot about Gerald.
I have an older
seems
cousin.
solid.
It's like he's basically my dad's age, but yeah, I have an older cousin named Jerry.
Exactly.
Gerald.
My grandfather's name was Jerry. I'm telling you this. He's an old Jewish guy from the old country.
They're probably about
That's
the
what
same
he
age.
is.
Shoutouts to
From Chicago, both of
shoutouts to LA Akira, dude. I mean, shots fired to him, dude.
Yeah, G-E-R-R-Y.
As far as grow, the thing is I can't really judge it because online grows really just like to go in that stance and go low.
Right.
At most anything.
Right.
So I really don't know enough about them yet. Those are characters that I'm going to learn once the game actually comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was dealing with that little like low stance dealy, and you got some follow-ups, as Ivy, whenever I was in that situation, I just did her super as a follow-up, and it worked 100% of the time. So I don't know if that's because the opponents were just being idiots and they could have blocked, but they weren't blocking. But that worked 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's one of those things where most characters, once they go into a stance, they're like, oh, it's my turn. You know, it's always my turn.
Yeah.
And so stuff like Soul Charge and that, and Reverse Ledge especially, will blow that kind of stuff up. And that's actually one of, Taki's issue, is normally her whole thing is, okay, I do a string into possession, and then I do a mix-up. But now it's like, well, the mix-up's kind of in your favor because you can Reverse Ledge, you can super, you can do all these things to beat every single one of my options. And that's kind of scary.
So here's the question: is Reversal Edge like frame 1 armor, or how? Like, I wonder what the startup on that is.
It seems pretty fast. I don't know if it's frame 1, but it's pretty fast.
So basically it blows up rushdown characters, because like you say with Taki, she was kind of about that free-flowing rushdown that you really enjoyed, right?
Yeah, like you kind of always have to worry about this mechanic. It's like, imagine worrying the whole game about X Factor, and they could do X Factor whenever they wanted to.
So if do you feel like different characters might be able to handle it differently? Like maybe Nightmare's not as worried about Reversal Edge, or do you feel like it's going to be equally as good against everybody?
Well, so it's actually, I know I was just complaining about it, but Taki actually deals with it relatively well, because if you have quick multi-hitting moves, you get through it pretty quickly. But then I see you, David. I see you. I'm definitely watching.
Okay.
Anyways, Taki can blow through it when she's not doing, what makes her good. But I would say it depends on how their blue moves are. The blue moves are the things that are really going to blow it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if they? Yeah. See, now I'm just like, I'm doing the typical paper fighter thing where I'm just like, what if they just gave more blue moves?
No, that's the whole thing. That's what I was dealing with all weekend, and I hated people for it, because they would dirty fight. They would be like, Reverse Ledge isn't that good, just sidestep it. And literally, that is the most asinine way of thinking, because that's literally like saying, then you should never use a B because you can just sidestep.
Right. Well, I'm not even talking about how to solve it. I'm just thinking about actual like game mechanic changes. Kind of.
It has to cost meter. It should cost meter. It should be some type of risk.
Right. Okay. There needs to be a negative for having it like whiff or be, or you have to think about using it as opposed to just doing it whenever.
Because it's punishable. You can sidestep it. There's things like that, but it's like you can't take your turn in this game. Like you have to be so scared of taking your actual turn because they might just Reverse Ledge.
Right. In other words, you just have to have it in mind so much of your game is so based around this one move that while you can beat it, it affects like the entire game plan that you have, basically.
Since meter is so strong, it makes Reverse Ledge so strong.
Okay.
Some supers have guard point, whatever it's called in this game, and Ivy's is one of them. But I know not every character has that. I don't know how many do or not.
Yeah, it's weird. Different characters have different stuff. Like Taki's like disappears in the first like frame or something.
Yo, Yoshimitsu has Injustice 1 Superman Super.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously, dude. It's an automatic teleport from anywhere on screen right next to you, and it's really fast on startup. So if you whiff anything, you press 3 buttons for activation. It's just horizontal, vertical.
It's Superman.
Kick.
Yeah.
So it's super good, and it seemed plus on block. Don't quote me on that, but it seemed like it.
Yeah, it's plus on block, but you can sidestep it. You can see it and sidestep it.
I don't.
Oh, so you can react to the startup if you're not in the... But you can't whiff anything yet, right?
That's my concern.
Right, you can't whiff. It's the same thing as reverse ledge, where if you started and they're reverse ledging, you're going to get hit probably.
Like as Ivy, I couldn't just do 6/6A constantly.
Yeah, you actually had to think a little bit. I know, it's so tough.
Hey, so do any of the characters seem like they're underwhelming to you?
It's way too early to say that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the game came out to your satisfaction, like if it was like Taki has this really cool movement, reversal edged, cost meter, and all that stuff like that, would that have been enough to get Floe back out to all the communities, to all the tournaments?
I don't know about that.
Man. I'm just trying to say, Floe, is that I miss you, man.
I miss you guys too. You know?
Hey, what was your best placing in Soul Calibur? I don't remember.
At Evo?
Yeah,
or
like
just
you got
in
second
general?
or something?
I got third at Evo.
Third, yeah.
Third, okay. That wasn't the year where the champions like threw the game, was it?
No.
Okay.
That was the year after, which killed Soul Calibur.
Right.
The year that I got third, basically the guy who won the tournament won 8-0 in grand finals, and the only person who beat him that tournament was me. Just saying.
Dang, wasn't that a French guy?
Yeah, Dan the Nightmare. He literally didn't lose a single game the entire tournament, except when I put him in losers.
Dang. Whoa.
And then, who did you lose to?
I lost in winners finals to a guy named Semi, who was an Astaroth player. And the thing about Soul Calibur is the stages are super, super important.
Right.
Because certain characters are very good at ringing out and certain characters aren't. Astaroth is the ring out character. And we just so happened to get two very ring outable stages. And so I got rung out a bunch. And then I went down to losers to play Dan the Nightmare again. And then I beat him. Remember, his name is Dan the Nightmare, right? So you would assume what character he plays. Plays Nightmare. So I beat him 2-0 first round in top 8, right? And then I played him in losers finals, and I beat him first game. He plays Nightmare. And then he picks Yoshi. And it didn't go super well.
I've seen the footage.
Remember. It's one of those that sticks out in Soul Calibur players' heads.
I mean, I'm not a Soul Calibur player, but I can picture it myself.
Wasn't that?
I mean, you know Yoshi's suicide, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's how it ended.
So what was that the birth of the Floke, or was
that was the original Floke? Yes, that was the original Floke. I was definitely supposed to win that Evo.
Right.
That was definitely the original Floke.
Oh man.
All right. Well, hey, is there anything else that you'd like to say about the game for now?
I'm looking forward to it coming out, and I'm excited to play it. I hope I'm wrong about Reverse Ledge. I really, really hope I'm wrong.
For sure.
Because the vision I have is not beautiful.
I'm going to play Astaroth and Ivy.
Those are definitely David characters.
That's right. Okay,
All right,
good. Yeah.
So let me ask this question. Here's the magical question: is I already have probably like 2 characters that I want to play in this game, but I don't think anyone would be. I mean, for those who've already heard me say who they are, but I'm curious, Flo, who you think that I would play in Soul Calibur?
Talim.
Okay. What would you guess?
I would have said Talim.
Talim?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually really want to play Maxi.
It's definitely some character.
No, James. No.
No?
I don't think it's a character for you at all.
Why?
I think you'll get very, very frustrated. I've heard about you playing Tekken. I don't think you should play Maxi.
Well, Tekken's a completely different beast. So
it is, but Maxi is one of those characters that, like, you're going to get hit out of stuff, and you're just going to get so annoyed, and you're going to hate it.
Okay. So is it just because he has no range? Is that what it is?
No, he has great range. But it's like, the way that you control someone with that character is... He's a very complicated character to use correctly.
Okay. So he might not
And
be a
have
good
you ever
character to
played Soul
start
Calibur
with.
before? Yeah, he's not a starting character.
Okay. The other character I was looking at was Killick.
Killick's super easy. You can play Killick.
Okay. I might go with Killick then.
Killick has Nikali V-Trigger.
I think his feature sucks because literally
Yeah.
he activates, I just run away and he just dies.
So he gets super offensive in Soul Charge, and his life ticks down while he's in it, but like not slowly. Like it's moving.
Oh dang!
It's moving down.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I don't know. Would you say like maybe 20 seconds till it's down to 0? It's something like that.
Yeah, it's super fast.
It's like it's really pretty fast.
Okay.
So I mean I don't know how valuable that can be because it just takes so much life.
Okay. Well, so everyone in the chat saying that Maxie's kind of like Lei, that he just has like stances all over the place.
Everything he does goes into a different stance. So I would say Lei is a good example.
Okay.
Like
So-
everything he does goes into a different stance, and then you can hold forward or back to go into a different stance. He's like 6 different stances. That's
Okay,
not
so
a starting character.
He's not a good starting character. Okay. Dang it. Because, like, honestly, the first time I saw in Soul Calibur 1, I don't remember if it was Maxie or Li Long, but when they were doing the nunchucks thing, and I was just like, this is the sickest looking thing ever. So I really
yeah.
wanted
Oh,
to
yeah,
learn
for
the nunchucks character.
He was also like the best character in the game in Soul Calibur 1.
Was he? Dang,
Yeah.
I should have started playing way back then. So
I can tell you. So
Yeah.
I ran into one really good Maxi player who had like 10,000 plus points online, which was really high at the time.
Right.
And he definitely knew what was going on, and I had just no idea at all. And I got blitzed in a way that nobody else has blitzed me. I felt like I just completely melted.
Okay.
I had no idea what to do. I was trying all my little guard impacts, and I was trying my reversal edges, and I just got eaten alive.
Okay.
Yeah, a good Maxi is really pretty.
Okay.
It was cool to watch.
So maybe if I get comfortable with the game, maybe I'll try him. But I'll start with Killick first. Then
Yeah,
Killick just reminded me of Romance of the Three Kingdoms character Zhao Yun, who like actually fought with like a spear like that, and he even dressed kind of like him. So I was like, okay. So all right.
perfect.
I'm sad. I can't use my nunchucks guy. Why did they have to make the nunchucks guy so complicated, dude? Should've been.
It's just how it is, James.
All right, man.
Now,
Thanks a lot for
why do they have
hanging
to
out
make
with us.
Cammy so complicated, you know? Yeah, no problem.
Dude, freaking Cammy. Oh, God. She's so boring, dude. Anyways, anything you want to plug here before you take off, Flo?
Twitter is on there. Twitch is just Floe. That's all.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. Well,
Thanks, dude.
Thanks. Hope things are
No
going well
problem.
with
Thanks
you,
for
man.
having me.
Yeah, later on, buddy.
Oh, one more
Later,
question
guys.
before you go.
Oh, yeah,
One more
okay.
question before you go. No details. Yay or nay on Mega Man 11 so far?
Yay. Yay, 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 yay.
Oh,
Yay.
Okay, that's a good one.
I'm happy. Okay, because I'm
Hey.
going to be trying to stream that all day tomorrow.
Flo, have you ever had
Yay.
Montreal bagels?
No, but I saw your tweet.
They're worth a try just to see what they're like, but they're
I
very
mean,
different.
does anything compare to New York, though? It's just not gonna
Dude, it's just I'm telling you, it's like the difference between New York pizza and Chicago pizza, where like they're both pizza, but they're just so different that like if you grew up with one of them, you hate the other one. That's my take.
one of them. Yeah, makes sense.
And in LA, like LA bagels or whatever, they're basically New York style, but not as good.
Yeah, especially
what I
LA
think.
pizza. Oh, God. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
no, for sure.
Two juice.
Yo, that's why this is from Ralph's. All right, like I'm not gonna bother going out and getting actual pizza. I'm just gonna go to the
Probably the
grocery store.
same thing as everywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Chicago pizza is the best. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Okay. And how do I get out of here?
Go down a little bit. Down more to the right. There it is.
Why is Discord so confusing to me?
Well, I'm not sure.
All right.
Did you remove Floe from the video?
Not
there?
yet, but let's do that in a
I'm
second.
currently
But
under Floe.
shout outs, thanks to Flo for coming and joining us here in the chat to talk about Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See ya. All right, cool. That was fun. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to the game. I saw some people asking in the chat for my opinions on some of the stuff. I had briefly mentioned that before we brought on Floe, but again, I'm no expert in the game at all. I haven't played Soul Calibur since, I guess, 3, but that was pretty half-assed, and my time playing 2 was just as casual as most people.
Right,
So
yeah.
I didn't get into it enough to like have a grounding in the game to really talk about it.
Okay. I mean, when you played online, were people kind of abusing reversal edge a lot? Was it just like a scrub kind of like, I'm just going to keep reversal edging mechanic?
It was not. I mean, that's not how it was used, but there's no tutorial in the demo, so I actually didn't even know what the motion for it was until pretty deep into it.
Okay.
I didn't know how you did guard impact until almost the end.
Okay, guard impact is the parry, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just forward plus guard.
Okay.
So I didn't even know that stuff until the end. And I suspect, like I said, that a lot of people playing felt to me like they didn't really know what was going on either.
Okay.
So, if...
Yeah, did it feel like it helped you as a new player once you started using it?
I would say that I mostly avoided it because I was just trying to zone. And if the opponent ever got up close to me, then yeah, I used it, but I feel like I still lost in a lot of situations because I feel like, at least the people I played against, they all seem to just default to sidestep. Like if something is, like if nothing's happening, they're just sidestepping. They're just constantly walking.
It's just 8-way running.
They're just doing it. They're just holding up or down. So that didn't seem too useful. But again, I'm a scrub, and so were most people I was playing with. So don't take our experience as anything definitive.
I mean, interestingly, I definitely, some people in chat are feeling like Floe was maybe exaggerating how good it is. But again, there are certain players who do have the ability to kind of catch those things. And, look, you've heard us talk about Floe before. We're very complimentary on that guy's play style.
For sure.
He is one of the greatest casual players that I've ever faced. And I don't say that as a mean way. I'm just saying in casuals, like he's almost unbeatable.
Yeah, he's a very quick study in things. If you do one thing, he just always will remember it and use it to his advantage in a way that, like, there's only a few people I've ever played against in long sets that I feel do better at that than Floe. And it's like Justin and maybe that's it. Like, very few.
Right. So he's super good. Obviously, in tournaments, he has the now, unfortunate Floke kind of situation with him. So, but I mean, some people in the chat are saying that Eris liked reversal edge. So there you go. So I mean, obviously, Eris is another big Soul Calibur player from the past. He's always been really into it. So there you go. Well, interesting.
All right, everybody. Yeah, the game comes out in mid-October, so really just a couple of weeks from now.
So I don't expect any sort of crazy system mechanic changes by then. Although this could be an old build.
It could, sure.
You never know. So
I mean, I think it is an old build. Is what I've heard. Is that it's the same that was at like E3 and stuff.
Okay.
So that game, it's probably changed a little bit. Has it changed substantially? I don't know. No way to know.
Right.
We'll find out in just a couple of weeks.
Okay. Cool.
All right, everybody. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the events that happened over the past weekend.
All right, be right back, guys.
Laters.
Vampire Savior is one of those games that I really, really, really wish I knew how to play at a super high competitive level. And at the same time, I really, really am kind of glad I don't play it at because it seems very stressful, right? So, I mean, like literally, if Sasquatch does the right thing, Anacharis is in a true block string forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's really, really...
Well, that exists in Super Turbo.
Yes, dude.
Dictator can do it against Dawson.
I need to learn that. I was actually but here, let's just talk about this when we come back.
All right, sure.
So, okay.
All right, welcome back to the program. What are we talking about here?
Yeah,
Super Turbo or something?
We were just talking about infinite blocks. So during the break, we were talking about infinite block strings and like Sasquatch can do to Anacharis because I was playing some Darkstalkers music. Votes and Joe says I would enjoy Felicia. Felicia's not even a low tier character in Vampire Savior. She's actually mid. She's pretty good. So, but Super Turbo, I was actually playing Super Turbo with El Trouble and Tanya for like 5 hours yesterday.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, we were just playing because they wanted to get some practice in for like certain characters and stuff like that. So we're sitting there playing them. I had trouble beating Eugene's Dalsum, obviously, with any character that I was using.
He's very strong.
But weirdly enough, even though I don't really use him very well, the character that I did easily the best against him with was Dictator. But I did not know the true block string infinite thing against him. But it's like you have to keep changing it in every cycle kind of thing, right?
You just go back and forth. It's something like stand short, down strong, strong psycho, stand short, down strong, jab psycho. It's like something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember anymore, to be honest.
Okay. Dude, in Night Warriors, in the second one, in Darkstalkers 2, I played Bishaman because that character was broke as fuck, dude. That character was so good. And he was definitely the character that I played. Because if you think about it, he had a fireball where he threw the sword.
Right.
And the sword went across the screen. And
Right.
then when it got to the other side, or when you blocked it, it came back to him.
Right.
The delay was entirely until the sword got back to him. So in other words, point blank fireball was super good.
Okay.
Because he would go boom and he's got it back, right?
Okay.
So you could just rush people down like forever, and everything comboed off of dashing roundhouse. So you would dash roundhouse, low forward into sword, and if it hit, you would go. Whoa. If it wasn't, then you'd be plus, and you'd keep poking, and you'd find these things. And then if you ever built meter, he had the EX with the giant fist that comes out of his mouth that grabs you and squeezes you, right? It grabbed people out of block stun.
Oh, seems like a mistake.
So you didn't even care. So like you dash roundhouse, low forward, hand, and like if they blocked it, you grabbed them and you did damage. And if dude, Bishaman was so stupidly good in that game. He was.
Did that work on hit too?
Yeah, it worked. It was a combo if it hit him. So if you low forward fist and that was it, you would just like squeeze them with your hand. So Bishaman was so
Old
good.
video games
dude.
are pretty wild.
Yeah, he was super good. Dude.
So some events happened over the past weekend. In fact, several things occurred. Do you want to start out with the Fall Classic?
Sure, let's talk about that.
The Fall
one
Classic
first.
happened over in North Carolina, where I was just recently. And we've been in the past. So there were quite a few tournaments that were run here. Of course, we're not going to go through all of the results. That's not what we do here anymore. But I'm really happy to see that Nokami won Dragon Ball FighterZ. He is, I forget if from North Carolina originally or just living there now. But so that's nice for him.
He was the one who got in the top 8 at Evo, right?
Correct. Yeah. He isn't like a brand new player, but in terms of going around and competing, it's basically like this year for him. So
Right.
he has had a super fast rise to the top. Very cool to see.
I remember seeing him at Evo, like at the right before, on Saturday night. And, he was really trying to pump himself up and everything like that, and gain the confidence needed. But getting the top 8 at Evo sounds like that's kind of what did it for him. And now he's in this position where I feel like he can definitely do some damage here.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Okay.
Scroll for me. I didn't watch any of this, but that's cool that Pokechop won.
Dude,
Question
shout
marks
outs to
Pokechop.
shout outs to Pokechop. No, because I know he's trying to work pretty hard to get sponsored and stuff
Okay,
like
cool.
that. I'm pretty sure you can kind of tell he has a No Round Brown T-shirt that came out now. So
Sick. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a T-shirt that you can actually grab. So
Yeah.
definitely. And you know what? He's perfect for it too because
Oh,
the
yeah.
personality
What a
and everything
personality.
like that. And and he's such a good guy. So more success for Pokechop is exciting. It can only be good for the community, and especially for the Tekken community, to have a person like that
Yeah, man.
representing their scene. I think would be awesome.
I'm definitely with you on that one.
Yeah.
Give me a little scroll here. SF5AE, I didn't watch either, but dang, Pokechop got second place on that one? That's pretty sick.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I mean, look, he's been a Street Fighter player the whole time. And for a while, he was, I felt, a very strong, able player in Street Fighter 4. But, yeah, cool to see him up there. Anyway, congrats to Tega. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Good old threes. So, I think this was part of the, I want to say, Jazzy circuit.
Oh, that's right. There's like a fan kind of created circuit.
Yeah,
that they
and
turn around, right.
Exodus, who won it, is part of the crew making that happen. So Exodus is a dude who I used to play with a lot in MDVA when I was living in DC.
Exodus, you said? Oh,
Exodus,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Uh-huh.
And he was in Southern Maryland, so we played all the time.
You're going to say
cool
that
to
you
see.
cooked him, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, really? Oh, okay,
No,
okay,
he was already really good at the time.
Okay.
And I was like,
I just felt like that was one of those, perfect setups for your.
Oh,
and
no.
I cooked him.
oh, for sure not. For sure
kind
not.
of things, yeah. Okay.
I don't personally know most of these guys, but I do know Face, who is from North Carolina and is a strong player. In fact, we went down from DC to play with them and see a couple
nice.
of times.
Okay.
Anyway, very cool.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about the Hugo player as being like super
Ricky?
good.
Okay.
Ricky, whose gamer tag I don't remember, but yeah, he seemed really strong. I watched a bit of this. It was cool.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to check this out too, because weirdly enough, Dudley is my main character in Third
Yeah.
Strike. So
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he plays a lot of different characters.
yeah.
Baby tag!
Cross tag battle. So we got Ryuga taking it with Gordo and Ragna. I mean, someone actually put out a picture recently about Gordo and Ruby like taking every event over and over and over again. So I'm curious to see what's gonna, Gordo obviously I guess is a really strong character. You see second place Ruby's there as well. So
They're both definitely strong.
Yeah.
Sandy Bags is the Hugo player's name. Thank you. Appreciate
Sandy
it.
Bags. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while I thought that Gordo was not going to end up being great. I mean, good, obviously, but not top tier.
Top. Like he was going to be like that Cable, old Sagat kind of thing, right? He was going to be super good, but not the best.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's the best, but I think he is such an incredible teammate in the way that the game has developed with cross combos and his assists just being so good. I mean, that's why he's one of the best. Like, it's not for him as a point character. It's just the way that he works in the game.
Yeah,
he's not a bad point character, but it's the mechanics that make him excellent.
Assist is like a soft knockdown, dude. Like he hits you, and you just that has to change. Like if they were gonna nerf anything, that's all I would do is nerf that move so it wasn't a soft knock. Because like he hits you with that, and then he gets to convert off of every time he hits you with it. It's ridiculous. Man. Oh man,
Waldstein can do the same thing.
God, what's 6P?
Oh, slash.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, that's just 6P when he's...
Yeah, that's the assist 6P.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking Guilty Gear P as punch again. Yeah. Sorry, that's my bad.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay. Guilty Gear Exert Rev 2. Looks like No Kami took this one as well.
Yep.
And BZB, who we saw earlier here, second place up there. So BZB got 2 second places, unfortunately, for him.
Oh, that's a good weekend still.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that happened. Then there was also, you want to talk about Fighting Fest?
Yes, this was the tournament that took place in the Dominican Republic. Second one this year. The first one, of course, was Game Over, which we were at. And then this one was a ranking event, if I'm not mistaken, in the Dominican Republic. And so you can see here a lot of the names that you'd expect to see, like Louis Man and Kaba. But Kaba, interestingly, 7th place.
Well, he got sent to losers by a strong Alex player. And then he got eliminated by Mono's Fang in top 8.
Good job to Mono.
This was a really, really fun top 8 to watch. Look at the character variety up there. Some of those characters you see super rarely. Birdie is good and you don't see him very often, but you almost never see Vega anymore. You almost never see Fang. It's rare to see a Dalsum in a top 8. No Dalsum has won a major yet in Season 3.
Right.
So, obviously you're going to have Akumas and Guiles and whatnot, but the other characters were unusual, and the players were all really good.
Yeah. I mean, see here. There was something I was about to say here. You said he got sent to losers by an Alex player.
Yeah.
Alex versus Guile, huh?
Yeah, if anybody remembers the guy's name, let me know. It's something I would recognize when I see it. But
I still just don't believe people when they say Alex is the worst character. I don't think he's good.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's even close to being the worst character because he has the robbery potential. And Vi has always said that there's the 2 things that you need to win, right? You either need to have really good buttons or you need to have robbery factor, and the best characters are the ones that have both.
Sure.
Right? And I feel like at least Alex has the robbery factor, whereas a character like Ryu has nothing.
It's all right. Juan Fraroth.
Juan Fraroth. Okay, there you go.
My own vote is Zengi for the worst character in the game.
That one I can't argue. Like it's going to be one of those 2.
He's not great.
Yeah, for sure.
And then was there Dragon Ball or was that it?
No, they had a Super Smash Brothers Wii U here.
Sonics. Oh, I remember that. That's the guy who won when we were there at Game Over.
Yeah, So obviously the best character.
Actually, I remember Sharpie's as well.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think they were both like 1 and 2. They were at least like top 3 last time. So
definitely.
Guess they're the best players there. But I guess that was the only other thing that was there. So
all right,
there you go. And I know a couple of SoCal players did travel out to that. I know Sherry was there and Arlieth was out there as well. But
dude, so about Street Fighter V. Doomsnake was in winner's side of Grand Finals. He then went up 2-0 against Mena in the first set of Grand Finals. He was at match point in the first set of Grand Finals, and Mena brought it all the way back. And he had a total of 5 match points. Doomsnake did.
Are you serious?
Throughout those 2 sets. 5 match points.
See, that's right there, I feel like, more self-nerves than anything.
I think that's true. I thought, so on Best of 5, I thought that Donka had a good way of phrasing it, which was that each time it was close to the end, he did whatever was the move that was like, if this hits, I win the tournament. So it's just like, get me to the finish line already, right?
He did this will win, but if it's blocked, I die.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if it's a command grab to seal the deal, and then it jumps, then he's one hit away from death. And that happened a couple of times.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely that mentality right there where it's like, I just got to win now. I just got to do this. And then that's it. And then they're done. So.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Hang on a second.
Well, again, that wasn't the only event. There was also Revolution 2018, which happened in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. This was the first of the Arc Revo Cup, the Arc Revo World Tour, which is super cool. So here, let me go grab these guys for you here. There you go. And of course, that takes 3 different games. So Arc World Tour, Arxis World Tour has 3 different games in there. So you can see here, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle was won by Lord Spectre X with Ruby and Gordeau.
Indeed.
So Ruby and Gordeau have already booked their ticket into the World Tour. To start.
Yeah. Well, winner of this gets a trip to Japan for that. So that's
okay.
That'll be Lord Spectre X. It was actually kind of cool to see Amika get second place. I hadn't seen Amika perform that well before, and I thought that was nice to see.
Okay.
I watched. It was good.
And then Guilty Gear Rev 2 here was won by Guac.fr Shenzo with Dizzy. And look at this character variety here. Dizzy, Faust, Soul, Jacko, Elfelt, Eno, Potemkin, and Leo.
Dang, that's pretty crazy.
That's like, there's not a single repeat character in there.
Yeah.
And I think Zokiz is the one that had the crazy Potemkin. Did you see the clip where he stunned a Venom instantaneously? Then he activated the instant kill and he whiffed the instant kill and lost?
Yeah, I did see that.
But then apparently the next round he just slaughtered him anyway. Or the next game he slaughtered him anyway. So yeah. But
Some Dumb Goy? Oh my god, that name is ridiculous.
Some Dumb Goy.
A Goy is a non-Jewish person.
Oh, okay. But
and not very kind yet.
According to Gundam Jehudi Kai, they teased Zakiz for missing that.
Is that Waxel? Some Dumb Goy is literally Mike Ross.
That was Waxel?
What a genius.
That was Waxel? Oh.
What a genius. Some Dumb Goy. Oh my god, I have to give him a handshake.
Why would he come up with that name? That's an interesting one.
I mean, he's Goy.
Oh, I guess so.
You're a Goy too.
Yeah,
deal with that.
That's true. We are Goys.
I'm not.
Oh, I mean, I'm talking about me and Mike Ross,
yeah.
So that's what makes us cool.
Yeah, oh well.
Hey, that's cool. Good job to Mike Ross, though, getting 13th place there. Really going in on.
Was that in the movie The Last Dragon? Okay, I don't know.
Oh, okay. There you go. And then BlazBlue Central Fiction, taken by Dragon Lords with Susanoo. And then, again, look at this. Susanoo, Hibiki, Noel, Bang, Izanami, Valkenhayn, Susanoo, and 9. So only one repeat character in the top 8.
Sick.
A lot of people that I have talked to have said that BlazBlue Central Fiction kind of is in a good spot, where it's closing out. So, but that means Dragon Lords, Shenzo, and Lord Spectre X have made it into the Arc World Tour, to Arc Revo, which is going to take place in Los Angeles next. It's not going to be in Japan this year. It's actually going to be taking place in Los Angeles.
That's
next
in
year.
Late 2019.
Yeah,
right?
late 2019. Yeah, late 2019. And then there was some of the other events there as well. You can see Dragon Ball FighterZ was taken by Raw Kid. Under Night in Birth was taken by Wahudi with a Hilda.
Wauti.
Oh, you're right. I read that wrong. Wauti.
Sick. Let's go,
Hilda. Pokken DX was taken by Wingtide, Skullgirls, Big Band Pro, with Beowulf and Big Band.
All right.
Okay. And then there was even a Fighting EX layer there where Rayokama took it with Akarna, took with Hokuto and Pullum.
Oh, it is Wahudi? Okay. I mean, I'm just reading it, buddies.
Maybe it was just a misspelling or something like that.
All right. That was in the UK. So then there was CPT Online East Asia.
Oh, that's right. I don't have the results for that one here.
Okay. I got it. It's
okay. But I actually watched part of it when I was in Canada. I was watching part of it, and then I had it on towards the end. I think I was towards the losers finals period when I fell asleep. So 'cause I just had it on my phone and I was just sitting there watching it. And you'd be surprised at how good that is to help people fall asleep, just like watching.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's good white noise. So yeah.
Anyway, Oil King won it.
Oh, that's right. I heard about that. Yeah.
With
That's
Rashid.
right. That's right.
So he won it. Then second through 1/7 were Japan. And also NL, who got 7th place. So.
Dang, okay.
It was Oil King, Fujimura, Gachikun, Nemo, Gafro, who's been killing it lately.
Yeah.
And then
With
Haitani.
Balrog, right?
Yeah.
Haitani.
Haitani, NL, and Naun.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, those are legit. CPC Online East Asia.
Dude, when it's in Asia, is like super legit.
Those are legit.
When you watch it, it looks. I mean, everyone's like, why doesn't Capcom Japan fix the netcode? I mean, it's probably why, because they're like, what's wrong with it?
I think that is it.
Because they do tournaments all the time over there. Yeah. So
online plays much better there.
But Oil King is really turning it up this year. I forgot
good.
Who was talking about it. I forgot who was talking about it, but they were asking the question of like, who do you think was the most clutch signing of the year so far? And then the person was like, I think it's Oil King.
Okay, fair enough.
Oil King is the most clutch signing of the year. And UIU has picked him up, and he's obviously doing super well. He just won a premiere. He drowned at DreamHack Montreal, but that's just what happens, with and then comes here, takes this event here. So Oil King is definitely vaulted himself to obviously the strongest Taiwan player, but he's actually just one of the strongest players in the East, in the
world, I would say.
In the world.
You got to have him in your top 10, if not higher than that right now. So, all right, that was it for that event. And then I think to round it out, the Topanga League is set for its finals. Scroll up there. So the finals are going to be...
Oh, yeah, here we go.
You just want to put it up? Okay, yeah. So Fudo, Gafro, and Sako won their pools.
Okay.
So they won them outright. Then what happened was that I think it was like the 2nd place through 5th place of each pool then had another round robin to determine who would be like the other person from that pool to make it in there.
Is it this one right here?
So that's one of them. So that's Block X. So Fujimura made it in by beating those other players there. Bonchan, Trashbox, and Mizuha, I believe. And then go down.
Oh, yeah.
And then MOV made it over Daigo, Machobo, and Haitani, which is a pretty wild block. Like, if you recall, like there was a block that was just like absolute insanity.
Right. But I mean, look at this. Haitani 0-3 there. Yeah. Like I said, I felt like his Akuma was getting very strong. But
look at who he's playing against right there.
It's just Daigo, MOV, and Machobo. I mean, come on. He's using he's using the strongest character in the game. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. Yeah.
And then there was, I think it was...
right here, Block Z.
Gachikun was the last one. So he made it by beating Itazan, Tokido, and Nemo.
Dude, Nemo went 0-3. That's crazy. And dude, there was another epic handshake at the end of that one. And it was actually kind of cool because there's a Kotaku article about the whole handshake history.
I read that. I think that's an awesome article.
Yeah, I know, right? It was great. I loved it. So yeah, this was all streamed on OpenRec.
Yeah,
this is all streamed on OpenRec. So there is an OpenRec app you can get on your phone, which actually works pretty well. I've used it before, and they actually have a feature on there that I'm not sure I like or dislike.
Okay,
which is you can watch the video with the chat overlaid on top of the video, and I'm always like, is that terrible, or is that like... Because then you can watch it full screen and still have the chat.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I'm still not sure if that's like...
So go back up to the top again so you can see who the final people are.
Yep.
So it's going to be Fudo, Gafro, who, like I said, that dude's been killing it. He was the only guy who won his pool outright by going undefeated.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
oh,
among all these fantastic players. So he's looking really good. Sako,
like
Fujimura, MOV, Gachikun.
Okay. Fujimura looked like he went 3-0 as well.
Well, in the second stage.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
but in the initial stage, Gafro was super good.
But yeah, look, Fudo, Gafro, Sako, Fujimura, MOV, Gachikun.
Yeah, that's a good lineup.
Who do you got?
I would say I think I like Fujimura. But I just think he's the best player. So
Right.
I would say either Fujimura or Sako.
I'm going Sako.
Yeah.
Let's go, old man.
Yeah, why not?
Go. Let's do. Well, people can't.
I mean, half those dudes are old men.
people
Come on.
can't see me.
Like,
Let's go, old man. Yeah.
MLV might not be an old man, but he's not younger than me. If
No,
he is, it's by like 2 years at most.
Yeah.
Like half of those people are in their 30s. Fudo definitely. Sako, MOV is. I don't think Gachikun is. I have no idea about Fujimura, and I've never met Gafro, so
That's
I don't
actually pretty crazy. Someone pointed out that in that second stage, with the block X, Y, and Z,
know. Yeah.
and then of course in the very top, there's not a single Kami. There's no Kami. But then again, who are the best Kami players from Japan? Kazunoko.
Maybe Kazunoko Mago.
Mago, yeah, that's right, that's right. Okay, how did they do in their
The
sections?
the full ones are down there.
I don't see him here. I don't see him here. Kazunoko went 2-5 against Sako, Gachikun, Daigo, Fujimura, Tokido, Momochi, and Okay, that one.
That pool, come on.
You can't blame anyone for going 3-5 on them. And
No.
I guess Mago wasn't in this then.
I guess not.
So there you go. So the reason why Kami wasn't in there was really that there's
wasn't?
only one Kami player in the whole entire thing.
Can you control F Mago? Did we just miss him, or is he really not
don't
in
know,
there? That
Steve.
seems weird to me.
control?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Oh no, there he is. There he is.
Oh,
he
okay.
is there. He is.
Okay, that's what I thought. He was there.
Okay. He is there. He went 3-4
Okay.
in a pool with Fudo, Bonchan, Nemo, MOV, Trashbox, Ryusei, and Mishi.
Well, pretty good pool
Mishi,
too.
yeah, that's a pretty good one there as well. But again, it's kind of interesting now that I think about it because Japan really only has those two Kami players,
Yeah.
that frequently travel and stuff like that. So
They have pretty good character variety, really.
yeah. Obviously, I'm not trying to say that Kami's not good.
Of course.
I still think she's the best in the game with Akuma. It's one of those two. But it was interesting to see that she wasn't there, considering she has like a almost 200 game lead on the next highest character, which is Akuma, largely thanks to Tokido probably winning so many events, getting to so many top 8s. But she has an almost 200 game appearance lead over Akuma in CPT top 8s this year, which is pretty ridiculous.
I think that I read from Glenn that Fang has the highest winning percentage in the top 8.
Yeah, which doesn't surprise me. So
it-
it's always going to be that character specialist guy who, because
It's going to be the weirdo, for sure.
it's always going to be the weirdo. So
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, that's all I've got for that right now.
Man, I was so rooting for Mono to take Fighting
Fast.
Fest.
That would have been pretty sick.
Yeah. I sent him a tweet before he played top 8 that was like, hey man, I'm always rooting for you, with the intention that if he lost, then I would quote tweet it with to change characters. But then when he lost, I didn't have the heart for it. Because he took it, it was he basically just got dunked by Mena. Like, Mena command grabbed him 1,000 times. Just like really crazy reads by Mena.
Okay. I mean, it's crazy because he played that little exhibition with Kaba, and Kaba beat him at Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I know,
But then
yeah.
he came back and beat him. So.
Indeed, he did.
Okay. All right. Do you want to take a quick break?
Sure.
When we come back, we'll be doing some more stuff. So
There's not like a ton of other news.
Yeah, there's
Right,
not
I
a
don't
lot
think so.
No. I even just in terms of game news, there's not much going on. So, was there a Red Bull Boston this weekend?
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
did I miss that? I mean,
Dude, look, man, there are so many events every weekend. There are so many events, so it's really, really hard for us to keep track of a lot of these things. So, for the Red Bull stuff, I usually find it on Smash.gg.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. We got the Arc Revo UK results from Event Hubs.
Yeah. Looks like Street Fighter V was won by a Guile.
Using which character?
Yeah, well, it's Smash UG.
Oh,
so-
that's right. They don't have the character. Yeah.
Well, you can put it, but they didn't. Tekken 7 was won by Joey Fury.
Nice. Okay.
And then Guilty Gear was won by Zombie.
Nice. Okay. Good job. Okay. All right. Now we'll take a break.
All righty.
When we come back, more stuff in just a second.
congrats on 25th at Red Bull Boston. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
No, I mean, that's seriously, that's cool. Hello, welcome back to the Tuesday show. You want to discuss, huh? What's going on?
Yeah, so,
you know, chat about?
There hasn't been a lot of crazy things going on, so, I asked the stream a little bit for some topics that maybe they'd like to hear about. And, one of the interesting ones that I got, because I had someone actually just ask me this in person as well, was about, in Japan they're doing the Street Fighter League.
Yeah.
And what that's going to be is it's going to be a 3v3, right? It's a team tournament kind of thing. Obviously, Master Cup is coming up pretty soon for Tekken, and then, in January...
Which team tournament?
Yeah, right. It's a Tekken 5v5 tournament, right? And then in January is going to be the Third Strike 5-on-5, the tournament.
Oh, Co-op Cup?
Co-op Cup, yeah. So the question is, do you feel like there's room for team tournaments? Do you feel like they should become the main thing?
Definitely not.
No? Okay. Why?
For sure not.
Why?
The main reason, well, maybe not the main, but certainly a big factor in why I like fighting games so much is that they're primarily an individual competition.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I really like the fact that it's down to me, and if I do something sick, then I know it's me. I did the sick thing, and if I lose, then there's nobody to blame but me. And I like that as well, for a different reason. But I mean, I like that there's nobody to blame or give credit to other than me. So I am into fighting games because they're individual stuff.
Right.
That said, I think the team tournaments are fun, and I've certainly taken part in many. I would not take them as the definitive version of the game of any game.
But do you feel like? Because right now, team tournaments are always like that Friday night thing. Nobody really takes it particularly serious.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. Do you feel like that, doesn't have to be the main thing, but what about just making it something more important that you keep the same team throughout the year to create a league kind of thing?
Well, I mean, that's been happening on Gfinity. They've done that a few times now. And I think that can be compelling from a viewership perspective. It's been in Gfinity, and I think that the Street Fighter League is going to be the same. You can swap players in and out to some degree, so you have a roster, but they don't all play every single time.
Right.
And you can pick your matchups.
Right. Yeah.
Which Pokemon do you want to play, and what order are they playing in? That I think is interesting, and I've enjoyed watching Gfinity when it's not on Facebook and I don't have access to it or whatever it is. I wish it wasn't on Facebook. Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I would definitely not want that to be the primary way of playing fighting games.
I mean, I think one of the biggest issues with it right now is we just don't have the ability to facilitate it the way that we would like to. Because if we wanted to do an official league with the same players on the teams all the time, they're not going to all the same events. Right, so what if you did do a team tournament? One of them's in Japan and one of them's over here, and you have this kind of extra team tournament part of the league. But the thing is, it's so hard for people to plan which events to go to already. So do you do that? Do you have a team of 5 people and you just hope 3 of them go? Kind of.
I mean, again, that's what Gfinity has done, and the people have been there. The players have been there.
Right, but Gfinity flies them out.
Yeah. They're spending money on it.
Right, they're spending the money. So in other words, in order to make a team tournament thing work, you'd have to have them flown to all the different events, or do what Gfinity does and have a specific studio in which they fly everyone out to constantly all the time to play and play and play, right? So we could try to do a North America one that's kind of like that, right?
Yeah, so. It doesn't seem very practical. I don't know. It's I wouldn't... If it's a technical challenge, if it's a organizational challenge, then I don't think that it's worth pursuing in any way that would cut into resources for anything else. It would be for me on the back burner, for sure.
So in other words, if team tournaments didn't become any more important than they are now, you would just be whatever then.
Totally whatever. Yeah. And what about you?
I mean, I like the idea of it. I like the kind of camaraderie, and I like, the way that it kind of build something different. Smash is doubles. Some people are bringing up tennis analogies on stream, but I think the tennis analogy is apt because like that's how I've always seen the fighting game community. And doubles, while it was at one point almost as important as singles in tennis history, because before all of the best singles players played doubles as well, right? But it just doesn't happen anymore. It's just not as important, right? And so it doesn't have the same prestige as it used to. And, you know, I think that there's a reason for that because it's just, the singles is just, the drama's a lot more there, and it is an individual kind of sport and everything like that. And also, the difference between tennis is really that they are playing at the same time as well. The tough thing about having a fighting game team tournament is they're not actually playing at the same time. Yeah. So it's like doesn't really have
like
that same.
It's not like Smash Doubles.
Right,
Smash Doubles is a different thing.
So it's not quite. It's not the same kind of compelling team kind of thing that you get with a tennis or with a Smash Brothers. You know, I mean.
Yeah, I mean the most compelling thing, and it can be certainly compelling, is if there's like an anchor player situation and that player makes like a reverse OCV. Mm-hmm. That's cool. It's cool to be that player. It's cool to watch those players do that thing if you're just in the crowd. So it's not like I think that it's without value. I just think that if you have to decide between like putting more resources into the singles event versus taking any substantial amount of it towards the team event, don't do that.
I agree with that. Because someone asked me that question when I was in Canada this weekend, and my response was basically, it's more of an individual thing to me. Yeah. So it's not as important. So
I think that the Street Fighter League is only interesting to me in the sense that each team is 3 pros who have been blessed by the Japanese government to be professional players, and 3 non-pros. So I kind of want to know how that dynamic works out. But you know, as we've mentioned before, I think that system is really pretty terrible. I don't like the fact that there's explicit pros and not.
Okay.
That's my only interest in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm on the same page as well. So, okay.
It is fun to watch a team tournament because you can get better character variety that way, right? Like if you have a player who has a character that does well in like 2 matchups, typically in a singles they're not going to go anywhere. In a team tournament, that can be really valuable for you.
Right.
So that can be cool, but again, if you need to take resources from the singles to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if the team tournament was forced so that you couldn't have the same character on the same team, I think that would make it a lot better, because then we would see more characters that way.
I feel like the 2 interesting ways to do it are that, or everybody plays the same character.
Which co-op? Well, Co-op Cup doesn't force it, because
pre-Co-op Cup often does it.
The pre-Co-op Cup is everybody is the same character on that team, right? Yeah. Okay. There was another topic I think that you brought up while we were in the break, or was it somebody else? But so let's talk about. We talked about this a lot last week, which was the infiltration situation, right? The infiltration situation, which a lot of people have been discussing about. In case you haven't heard about it, there's a lot of allegations. From a source, an anonymous source on Reddit, posting up a bunch of stuff about infiltration and domestic violence kind of things.
That he is committed.
Yeah, that he's committed domestic violence.
Pretty crazy domestic violence.
Yeah, against his now ex-wife.
Right.
And that she, took him to court and all this stuff like that, and won the first won the first court battle, and is now, But again, there's no official words on this. At least I haven't seen anything official on it.
All that I've seen is that Infiltration said that there are many things spreading on the internet about me recently that are not true. Please wait for my full statement with PG when it is ready. And then he said, I spoke to my lawyer, and she said that I could say this now.
Okay.
And then PG, I think yesterday, maybe it was today, it was the last couple of days, they said that they're basically still working on it.
Okay.
Like they're like they've gotten documents, but they're still working on translation, and there's it's still to come.
Right.
So they're taking it seriously, obviously. I saw some folks questioning why it is that he might have a lawyer if there hadn't been a court case.
Right. Yeah. Okay,
right. Or if he wasn't sort of worried enough about it. And don't take the fact that he has a lawyer as like evidence of guilt. That's not good. I don't know that much about the Korean legal system, but certainly in the U.S., it's very common for people to have lawyers if they're innocent. A lawyer can be really helpful for you. If you're innocent, you still don't want to like say something that can get you in trouble,
Right.
which can still happen, of course.
Right, so you need to consult a lawyer.
Yeah,
to
you need
make
to just
sure-
basically
yeah,
a consultant on it. That's pretty common. So don't take that as like evidence that he did do something
Right,
wrong. I still
so
know.
someone in the chat says having a lawyer is normal for anybody being
Yeah.
accused of anything, and
It's-
that's a great, succinct way
It's
to
very
kind of state
common.
it. Yeah.
It's very common. Yeah.
Right.
So again, don't take that as any big news.
Right.
But yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see. Still,
Right.
It's just it's not like any of us is denying anything or trying to cast any doubt on it at all.
Right,
it's
right.
just we just want to get sort of the documents in our hands. And you know, I did very little research on this, but it became clear to me that to get legal documents out of the Korean legal system would be difficult. And I think that that's been borne out by how long it's been taking PG to get it done,
any
right?
information, yeah.
It's been over a week now for them to try to obtain some stuff.
Right.
Whereas in some other countries that might take a matter of hours. It's just a country by country
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, of course,
Even
of
in the
course.
U.S., that can literally vary county by county. So it's, you know, that's
Dealing with a foreign country at
Yeah.
this point is just is not going to make it easy.
yeah,
Right.
that's going to take some time.
So let me ask you this question though: did you hear about the recent Smash news? Though they created a new rule in their the Smash like board of trust. I don't know what the main group, the people who run Smash events and everything like that. They've added a code of conduct to their rule
Right.
set, and a player has now been officially banned from a bunch of tournaments for sexual misconduct. So, we've often talked about how the fighting game community, we don't have a governing body. They kind of have a governing body. Do you feel like we should have a governing body yet, or do you feel like that this is just not kind of a situation that we want to go into?
So my take on it is
the
that
Smash Tribunal, the Smash 4 backroom. Okay. Oh well. Go ahead.
you remember the back room from Smash Boards?
No.
Oh yeah, that was a real.
Oh,
they have
okay.
their own section.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I actually think that the way that the FGC has handled the infiltration thing so far is a good sign that we don't need a governing body.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that it's been handled reasonably well so far. All the TOs who have spoken about it are on the same page that if this is something that's found to have been validated, then he's out of there. You got to think that it'd be the same from Panda Global. You got to think it'd be the same from other teams, from the pro leagues, right? So even though they're all separate parts, they all have kind of the same incentive, which is that nobody wants to be seen as helping out or working with somebody who has done the things that are alleged to have been done. So I think that this actually shows that it's okay. Now, that is something that's maybe taken a long time for us to get to. I don't know that this same response would have happened 15 years ago.
Okay.
Or probably not.
Okay.
But now we are at a place where that's happening. So I think I think it's fine. I'm kind of encouraged by how people have been responding.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, it's different for every community. I'm actually really glad that the Smash community, with their limited governing body, has stepped forth and kind of done something like this. You know what I mean? Because I know at first, I think the player being accused, I don't remember his handle, but, has threatened to sue events that would ban him and stuff like that.
I do, but I'd rather not
Right,
open myself up
exactly.
in it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if that's the case, then having a governing body kind of state specifically, look, we're banning him, can tie all the events together and kind of put the events at less liability, kind of things like that. So I like that they've done that, and I think it's a good move, and I'm really happy for that community that they've taken this kind of a step, adding a code of conduct in there. They're taking again, they're taking a very different path than than our side of the FGC, which has always been the case. So
For sure.
what what's good for them or bad for them or whatever they decide, it's what they're going to do, and we're going to do stuff that's good for us, right? Yeah. And I still don't believe in governing body for us. You know what I mean? I just, because our situation is we just have too many different games that we're playing, and governing body would kind of hurt us, I think, a little bit.
I do think that's true. I do think that on top of that, I just like the fact that different tournaments are run differently.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's great. I would not want them at all to be the same.
Right.
And that's something I would worry about if there were an overarching government.
Okay.
Even if there was for a different purpose at the start, it might end up being there's more homogeneity.
Well, so in the chat, someone is telling us that the way that they understood it is that Smash doesn't have an official governing body, but a lot of the major personalities and TOs got together and agreed to follow any decision that came out of the tribunal. Right. So
it's not binding stuff.
Right, exactly. It's not like any sort of like, we're the NFL Commissioners League kind of
I don't think
like
there's
that.
anything contractual about it.
It's nothing like that.
Look, Wasik is right, is that we're lucky that the TOs and the FGC now and about this issue seem to be acting reasonably. As I said, I don't think that would always have been the case in the past, and certainly not with some issues even today. But I do think that we're definitely headed in a good direction, and for this, in this instance, I think that it's being handled well. People are keeping an open mind. Well, at least I hope that we're all keeping an open mind for at least the chance that it's not real.
Right. Yeah.
But if it is real, as kind of seems likely, then I think we all have basically the same idea about how we would handle it. Right. So I think it's okay for now.
Okay. But so that's kind of an update on that situation. There was a third topic that I had mentioned during the break.
Yeah. So Super Arcade.
That's right. That's what it was. Yes.
Mike Watson, who's the owner of Super Arcade, put up a blog post which was a little morose. I mean, it wasn't that he was sort of begging for people to come to Super Arcade. It was more that he was just detailing the fact that they haven't been coming to Super Arcade as much as he had wanted them to, and he wasn't sure that he could keep it up in the same way that he wanted to. He wasn't sure that tournaments would be able to be maintained in the same way that he wants them to be.
Yeah, what was interesting is the last time I was at Super Arcade and I talked to him about that. So he basically has two halves of the arcade. There's the regular arcade half where people just come in off the street and they're playing the games and everything, and then there's the tournament half of it. And when he had Super Arcade, the tournament half was the half that was sustaining him, not the arcade half. Last time I spoke to him, the arcade half is actually what's doing really well right now. So that half of it is actually doing pretty decently for him.
Historically, isn't that the case? Isn't that usually the case, that the arcade side is the one that keeps things going?
Not when he was at Super Arcade.
No, I know that. But sort of in general arcades, isn't it the case that the arcade side is what keeps it going, and then the fighting games are just
for the most part. Yeah. But Watson, obviously being in SoCal, was a special case. But
for sure.
He also had the main location. He was the hub when he was Super Arcade when he was in God, what the heck was the original Walnut? That's what it was. Yeah. But he's trying to do a bunch of events right now, but people are just not showing up to them.
Yeah.
Right now, some communities are. Street Fighter V community's not showing, but they're barely showing up to Wednesday Night Fights either, right? So that game is just kind of in a weird situation right now. That's a whole different topic that we could spend forever talking about. But, what's interesting was I started talking to Nerd Josh about it, because Nerd Josh was talking about it. He's like, we're just setting up match-arenos, we're doing all these things.
Yeah.
Like, they had a tournament where literally like 3 people showed up. And the match-arena paid out to the top 3, so it's just like they just got free money basically, kind of in that situation. So Nerd Josh has been doing everything he can to help set it up. And one of the things I was trying to suggest was trying to do something different. Don't just run another event for Street Fighter players. Maybe do a High Rollers one. Every week you have a High Rollers kind of event, $20 entry fee, and then the winner makes a good chunk of money, right? And then that kind of gets them out there. And then maybe have a beginner event on the same night. Yeah. That doesn't cost anything. You can't enter both. Yeah. Right? So the good players go try to make money, but then the beginner guys can get some experience on the side or something.
I feel like that's something you talked to them about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
At least.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, this is definitely something I've talked to Mike about directly. So I feel like that trying something like that might actually work out for him. But the toughest part really is, honestly, in SoCal, there are a lot of places to go to.
I was going to say, I think that's probably the individual biggest issue. There are lots of things to do throughout the week, and I think it's it's the rare player who goes to 2 things per week, and it's the super rare player who goes to more than that. So it's just a difficult place to expect a lot of people to show up. You know, some years ago when Wednesday night fights and then whatever they called the Thursday night one,
The run back.
the run back, when those were basically the 2, you could count on SoCal to show up. There's so many players in Southern California, and those were really the 2 that you went to.
Yeah.
There was like maybe there was a thing in the valley, but it was like there's almost nothing else, and it's a totally different situation now. Now. I suspect that the fact that Super Arcade originally closed down is a big part of that, right? With that gone, other people think, either I miss it, I got to start it up so we have a place, or I can take advantage of this. And, you know, everybody knows it's not like Mike, it's not his fault that it closed down in the first place, right? They raised the rent horribly.
After he did the Kickstarter to
Exactly.
remodel everything, so the landlord was like, "Oh, you put all this effort in here. I'm raising your rent because now you're gonna feel like you're trapped into this."
Right. So it was an unfortunate situation, but I do think that that's probably part of why there became so many spots in SoCal, and the fact that there are now means that there's just a spreading out of resources and players. And it's just not, and I just don't think it's likely for any one spot to have what Super Arcade from back then had then. So, yeah, I think it's tough. I mean, look.
He did say that like Tekken community is showing up pretty decently. They get like 30-some players for their Tekken tournaments. Even the Vampire Savior community is doing really well and stuff like that. So, I mean, do you feel like there's anything else that he might even, maybe is Street Fighter V just dead as a weekly here in SoCal?
I don't think so. I mean, there's lots of SF5 weeklies. There's
that's the problem.
There's I think every weeknight there's a thing. In SoCal. So, I mean, don't be surprised that each one gets fewer people than Super Arcade did back when it was SF4. Right. It's just a different situation.
Yeah.
It's just a very different situation.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I was, and I think you were, a little concerned about how well Super Arcade would do in the new incarnation. And we talked with Mike about that. And Mike is, he's going to do what he thinks is correct for him to do. I mean, he's got his own ideas and he's going to do them. So, you know, I expressed some concern, but he was very set on doing what he wanted to do.
Right.
I don't know if that was financially the best option for him. But
yeah.
it was what he wanted to do.
I do hope that things do work out for him, and I don't know, maybe it's just trying to spread the word a little bit better, or just getting the news out there a little bit. So hopefully more people, because he's talked about maybe scaling back, because apparently someone is having a wedding at Super Arcade coming up. Yeah, and they're going to take out all the cubicles, to open the space for that. And then he says that he's thinking about maybe not even putting them all back necessarily and just turning it into more arcade space. Because I think even he had a pinball tournament there, and I think that might have even have done pretty decently, And like I said, every time I've only been there a couple of times, but every time I'm there, the actual arcade section, there's a lot of families and stuff like that in there. So it's in a good location across from the theater, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah.
I mean, I feel like he has to do whatever is financially gonna make things work. So if that means that you put in fewer fighting game things and more general arcade, I think you got to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want him to put himself in a bad financial position because he wants to help the community. I mean, it's great if you can help the community. I just don't want him to do that in a way that costs him, substantial finances for himself. That's not something that I would want to see.
Yep. Okay.
Bummer.
It's kind of all I really had for 5-5 matchup here.
Right,
so let's just move on to the last bit of gaming news here. As you can see, there's nothing in the 5 spot here. Just in case also you guys aren't aware, if you weren't here last week and saw all the news and everything like that, reason why we're doing the show from 5:30 to 8 o'clock is because Capcom has started a new show at 8 p.m. called Capcom Connect. That will be on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters, so that'll be coming up in a half an hour. We'll host you guys over there when we're done with the show over here. So
Correct.
not a lot of crazy things, but speaking of arcades, this is actually kind of interesting. But Mikado Arcade, which is a big arcade in Japan, they run a lot of the Guilty Gear stuff. Majin Obama does a lot of work there. Jonio-san, I think, is the one that runs that. A really strong Guilty Gear Johnny player. But they've always done a lot of big Guilty Gear tournaments and stuff like that. They're opening up a second location in Japan in the Ikebukuro district. So that's actually pretty cool, because I know in Japan there's actually been signs of arcades slowing down and shutting down in there as well. Yeah. Right, so the fact that Mikado is opening up a second location, I think that's really cool news. I think it's a good sign for them, and with the name of Mikado behind it, and the reputation within the fighting game community, hopefully that's actually going to succeed and do well. So
I think it's great, and by the way, on YouTube, I recommend subscribing to Mikado's channel.
Oh yeah.
It is a lot of fun. They post new games, not infrequently. But what I like the most is that they'll post like weird old games pretty often.
You said you saw a Samurai Showdown 1 tournament?
I think that was on Kohatsu.
Okay.
But Mikado has somebody was linking me to a KOF 2K1 tournament.
Oh dang! Okay.
Where a character whose name I don't even remember, I guess has an infinite where he just seems to stomp on you, and then I don't know. It's like whatever. But yeah, they often have like old games. It's really fun to watch. I like it a lot. So yeah, give them an old subscription over there on the YouTube.
Yeah, and speaking more of arcades, Dead or Alive 6 is actually going to be going to the arcades in Japan. So they're actually going to release that game in Japan in the arcades. Same thing as Street Fighter V. Obviously, just got announced that it's going to be showing up in some of the arcades as well. So it's pretty cool in Japan. It seems like they're trying to do their thing. Try to keep the arcades alive there. It's
great.
Games. I mean, honestly,
as long as they can.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'll tell you something. When I went there to Japan for Evo Japan, I mean, one of my highlights was just being able to play ST at Hey Arcade with random people. Yeah. And it's interesting because like when I was playing at Hey Arcade there, like there was a feeling that came back to me that I hadn't experienced in years, which was just this like, I'm in a random arcade, nobody knows me, and I'm terrified because like you got to sit down and like you don't want to be that guy who just comes in and just gets bopped and everyone's like, get out of here, scrub, stop wasting our time.
I know exactly what you mean.
That feeling, I hadn't felt that in a long time, but it's a great feeling. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even when you finally sit down, it's like you're like so like
apprehension a little bit.
But then when you do it and you start playing and it's glorious.
Yeah.
I did get stomped at first, but like I started catching up towards the end, and it was cool. Like you just don't get that feeling anywhere else, and so it's really cool. I'm glad. Oh, look at this Pothole Punch with 5 bits. Woo! We don't want to do it too loud because it kills the ears and everything like that. So
that's the reason.
But man, honestly, I playing the arcades is so cool. So if Japan can keep that up with the fighting games and stuff like that, especially with a genre of game that almost kind of requires that kind of like interaction. Even though they have great online, but like before the online play. So.
Oh, how many ones is that?
Tap2GG has sent us, looks like 12, 13.
Okay.
But, woo! Thank you, Tap2GG. Much appreciated.
Did you just give him the dab? What was that?
No, I did the thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
What do you think I did?
I think you gave him a fist bump.
Oh, fist bump? Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, I don't know. That's just what I thought. I'm not saying or encouraging it.
I'm sorry. I don't want to steal Otto Maddox's thing, right? Because he's got the thumbs up. He does do that. He's got the thumbs up. I don't want to steal that. So yeah. So.
All right.
Well, okay. I mean, we can talk a little bit about that. Offline versus online. Nutacon has been talking about that since we were just talking about arcades and stuff like that. Do you feel like I mean, I don't even know if that's really a discussion at this point because I feel like online is still pretty legit because there's a lot of good players who have become great players through online.
They've been happening since like 2011.
So you just have to understand how you have to understand the world in which you're living in and playing and use that to your advantage the most, right? Trashbox, the #1 player in Japan online, and now he's at tournaments and he's doing really well. Punk was an online player. Punko was an online player when he started. Street Fighter 4.
No, look, I'm with you, Nutacon, that it's a good place. Online is a good place to find something to learn, character knowledge, situations, etc. Definitely agree with that. I think that, however, many things that you learn online are not things to apply to offline play. Maybe not many, but certainly some.
Right.
And knowing the difference is very important for being able to play offline. Because you can't play exactly the same way offline as you do on. But certainly there are things to be learned from online play that can apply really well to offline play. Sure.
So perfect example of this is last week. I actually closed out the week with really like positive Tekken online play. Like, normally I've been really salty about it or really discouraged about it. But the way I closed out last week, I was actually really happy about it. And it was a good combination of both. So I've been playing online. I played, but see, the weakness that I had is that I hadn't played offline, I feel like, a little bit, so I didn't quite understand what the negatives of the online were. So when I played online, there were certain sweeps that I know I would have blocked offline now. Because when I was playing offline at SER, a lot of the guys I was playing, they're like, you're blocking everything. This is really weird. And I was like, this is really weird because I don't block any of this stuff online, right? And so, like, there was stuff that I know that I blocked and I got hit, and now I don't get as mad because I understand the environment that I play. Because like for me, for before, I was just like, this is not reactable. This is dumb, right? But now I'm like, well, I would have blocked this offline, so whatever. I'll accept it a little bit. But then also, I'm just starting to learn to play a little bit, and I've learned a lot of things about the different characters, and I got to test out new strategies and everything like that. So, you know, the online is still valuable, and I know everyone keeps telling me that online PS4 for Tekken 7 is by far worse than the PC version.
Oh yeah.
But like I have to frame it, and I know what I'm getting, and then I can get out of it what I need to get out of it. And so there is definitely a lot of use to online play, in my opinion. It's probably one of the best places to learn, variety, matchup stuff. And I'll tell you this right now, the number one thing that's going to make a top player that better than anybody else is that they're used to all the situations that they're put in. They don't ever panic. There's never a situation where they're put into where they're like, okay, shoot, what do I do? I'm getting rushed down. It's like when Knuckle Dude gets knocked down, he's like, okay, do I think he's going to shimmy? I'm going to low forward when he gets up. You know, it seems crazy to do when you're not like that level, but like when he gets knocked out, he's not panicking about it. He's just going to choose the option that he's going to choose.
He's been there a million times.
Right, he's been there a million times. And online, I think, actually provides that better than anything else.
It's just that you can get it so often.
Sir Retro?
Woo! But also, scroll up a little bit.
Oh, was there somebody else? Did I miss?
I missed a big one.
Josh Neal with 2 bits. The Josh with the 2-bit donation. Woo. There you go. Okay.
So what else is going on here?
So there's a new Soul Calibur 6 pre-event called Ring Out NYC. It's going to be a pre-release event planned for, I'm assuming it's going to be New York City.
I would say.
Yep, so where is this taking place here?
New York,
at the Red Bull Arts New York venue.
Sick.
So they're actually, it sounds like Red Bull's going to be doing some, I guess that might just be the venue here, but Ring Out is headed to Concrete Jungle of NYC. Come check out the free event on October 12th where we'll have the latest Soul Calibur 6 demo, special guests, and more. You can get tickets right now at Bandai Namco's website. Right there, there's a link. It says bandainam.co.
Okay.
That's kind of tricky.
Makes sense.
/RingoutNY. So you can check that out.
Give me a big woo for 50 from Jinzen.
Oh, dang.
Woo!
Woo!
Give me a bigger woo for 102
from Heart
Shay. Nice work. Woo to you.
Yeah, thank you. So
that's big money right there.
Gamer Till Death, what is about the big house? Please give me some information that I'm missing there. A little bit dang, Nutacon. Wow, they're trying to fight for the lead. They're trying to fight for the lead here.
You don't need to break your banks.
From Nutacon. Woo!
Seriously, it's all right.
And then Crappy Gamer giving us 100.
Come on, guys.
Ready? Woo! There you go. Come on, let's do this. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Wait, that's not dollar, right? Is that the one?
It's $1. So it's pennies, basically. A
Okay.
bit is-
Whew.
yeah, okay.
Word
104
for you.
with Ben with V's.
Okay.
So Ben with V's wants to take the lead now. So I hear 104 bits. We got 104 bits with Ben with V's. Can I hear 105 bits? Are we going to get 105 bits? I'm looking at the audience. Oh, we've got 25 bits from Machine Supreme.
All right.
Oh, dang. Kite
Okay,
music.
first, so we got to give them their dues. So there was a woo
For Machine Supreme.
There was a woo for scroll up.
Okay. Oh, no, we got them all. So
Did we? Oh, I thought we missed one back here.
104 Ben with V's. We got that one.
Okay, did we get Crappy Gamer?
So, Crappy Gamer? Yeah. Oh, yes, we did get Crappy Gamer.
Okay, good. All right. Scroll down.
But then
We missed one.
This
There was,
one right
no,
here.
down. There's one.
Well, we haven't got
There
Machine
it
Supreme.
is.
Machine Supreme, 25. Woo! But Kite Music has come in with the domination of 500 bits from Kite Music.
That's legit money.
Woo!
All right, now
All right.
give me a big ole woo for Mech Z Deus, who watched an American Airlines ad to give us 1 cent.
Woo!
All right,
All right.
let's move on.
Okay.
I don't want you guys to. I mean, come on.
Crappy Gamer with another 100.
I'm not trying to make y'all spend money.
Woo! And then Unsung Hero says, you know what? Screw you, Kite Music. I'm giving you 110 bits. 510 bits. Woo! There you go.
Is 1 bit 1.4 cents? I thought it was 1.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
that's cool.
Dang, Snail Music with 50 more bits?
Dang, man.
Woo!
Woo! Definitely.
Okay, there you go.
Bit Wars. All right, let's move on.
All right. Yeah, you definitely started this Paho Punch.
Yeah, I can get a grande. So my 2 orders from Starbucks are one, just the coffee, just black coffee, but I don't much care for Pike Place. I like me the blonde. And then my other one is a hot chai tea latte with soy milk grande.
That was almost exactly what my ex used to get.
Yeah,
Yeah. I always ordered that so many times.
that's good.
Other gaming news here.
Okay.
Skullomania, of all characters,
yeah.
has joined SNK Heroines. And yes,
Alright.
so another gender-bent character being added to SNK Heroines. So now it is Skulloladia, I guess, is what it is. So
Oof, man. There's definitely a better way to phrase that. But
yeah, that's
I'll
probably
avoid it.
true. That's probably true.
All
Yeah. Okay. Boats and Joe's is asking what stream you can watch Mega Man 11 tomorrow on Twitch, which is going to be twitch.tv/jchensor. I have it on my Switch. I'm just going to stream it all day, see if I can beat it in a day or something like that. So, because it's Mega Man, it's not going to be a super long game.
Sure.
But obviously, I am a Mega Man expert. So I will be able to give my expertise opinion on whether the game is good or not. I've heard both sides of things.
Yeah.
The demo that I played at E3 was very enjoyable, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But yes, Skullomania is now a waifu in SNK Heroines. So,
Yeah, there you go. Guest Perry God, you did the trick.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
what it was.
yeah,
That's what it
exactly.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Anyway,
So-
there was something else here. Got one more last little
Weird,
tidbit.
Yeah, but the last thing I want to just talk about is Born Free, who is continuing to put out more interviews. I thought it was really cool because he interviewed Sako and asked him how he comes up with combos and stuff like that. And Sako literally said, yeah, he just sometimes sits there and like combos just come up into his brain. And then even if he's like lying in bed sleeping, he has to get up and try it.
I know that feeling.
But you know what the worst thing about it is? Like, I used to have the resistance power to be like, no, I'm just going to sleep. But with BB Tag on the Switch, like, I was ruined by that. And I'll tell you right now, I really want Tekken on the Switch. And if they add it on there, oh, I would be done. That's all I would be doing all day.
That's the best console.
The Switch, oh, free. No, okay. So, like, we have about 13 more minutes. So let me talk about this. I did go to...
This is going to be a 13-minute
No. Well, because I went to Toronto this
good.
weekend
Yeah.
for Northern Arena and for Heads Up Daily. So the Heads Up Daily is a show about esports that they do on a Canadian pay channel, basically. There, it's like not the basic channel. It's like one of the like Turner Sports or like
Cable.
TNT, right, cable channels. And so we went there, did some segments over there, and then we also did a tournament at the NA Playground in this cool little 4-floor venue. I swear it was like the craziest thing. There's like these hidden staircases all over the place. We got to go to the roof and everything, but we actually got to do commentate there. It was myself, Katana Prime, Yipes, and Persia doing commentary over there. But we were also at the Heads Up Daily thing, so it was a really cool event. I really like Toronto, by the way. The more I'm there, the more I really, really, really enjoy Toronto. It's just the people there are super nice. They're just really cool. It's a really great environment. It's like, it's like Canada's version of almost kind of Los Angeles, because one, they say they have terrible traffic. It's very, very large diversity there, and you can pretty much almost find any kind of cuisine that you want over there and everything like that. And I don't know, it's really nice. Like Jackie, who flew us out there for the Heads Up Daily stuff and for the NA Playground event, was just like, James, you should just move to Canada. Come move to Toronto. And I was like,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had a lot of fun there. It was a good time. I definitely got to pet a manta ray, which is really, really slimy. Stingray. I went to the aquarium because I had some time on Sunday, so I actually got to...
California has...
Yeah, I know. But it was
more than one.
Dude, the craziest thing is, so we were going to go back to the CN Tower. We didn't have enough time because the wait was 40 minutes, and then we had to get to the venue at 5, and it was too late. But that area... It looks completely different than how we saw it. It's so much more developed. So the aquarium is literally right next to the CN Tower, and that wasn't there when we were there the first time, I don't believe.
Really?
The Ripley's Aquarium? I don't remember.
I don't remember either way.
But that area, like the train dropped us literally off, like into the CN Tower area. It was like, it's interesting. It's like, it's really kind of different. But the reason why I want to bring this up was that Goichi was out there. So they flew out like the best player for like one of the best players for every game. So they ran Dragon Ball, Tekken, and Street Fighter V. So they flew out like Punk. They flew out K-Brad was there. They flew out Goichi. They flew out John Ding.
Dang.
Right? So they had all these players there just to kind of come and bop everybody, but give everyone a chance to play these guys, right? Well, Goichi was also part of the Heads Up Daily thing. So the tournament was on Friday, Saturday, right? And it was Friday night and Saturday night, but the Heads Up Daily stuff was on Friday morning. And the entire time we're sitting in the studio, Goichi is sitting there with the Nintendo Switch. And he's playing Dragon Ball. Like, the entire time. He's just labbing Cooler the whole time.
Oh, sure.
And I was told that he bought it on the Switch like while he was like between his home to the airport, because it just came out in Japan, so that he could lab it on the plane and lab it like while he was there and everything like that. And even when he got to the venue, the first thing he was like, "Where's the players I can play?" Like that guy is like,
dude, you know.
Yeah, but I was just sitting there watching him play, and he's just playing against the computer just to kind of get himself, like, you know, used to the idea of, like, fighting moving targets and stuff like that.
Wow.
I almost thought he was playing online, to be honest with you. So, but that's
impressive.
Yeah, it was really, really
motivated
cool.
guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
And also, I got to do commentary for Tekken 7 there.
Oh, yeah?
Right? Yeah, so I did that with Katana Prime.
Okay.
It felt really good.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it's making a lot more sense now.
Nice.
It helped that all the characters that were played were characters that I knew.
Definitely does help.
That definitely helped a lot, but I don't know. The game makes more sense to me. It's like the Matrix code is starting to become readable to me now. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like it's getting there. So I'm excited about that. I actually hope I can continue to grow in Tekken and keep doing more Tekken commentary, because really enjoying the game, and I really, really want to play it some more. So
it's a good game.
I've got to play some Mega Man first. So
I'm definitely gonna be playing Calibur once that comes out.
Yeah. Also, by the way, Drew Face.
Yeah.
You know Drew Face there,
I do.
right? Heard him talking about Tetris. He
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, I want to challenge some people in Tetris or whatever like that." And I looked at him and was like, "Did you just say Tetris?" He's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay." And that's all I said. He was like, "Do you want to play me?" And I was like, because he kind of asked like a question, and I just kind of implied that it would be free, like that I would just body him and destroy him. Because Because then I always ask the same questions, like, do you guys know about like 4-wide and all that stuff like that? He kind of knew about that a little bit, so we picked up a couple of Joy-Cons there on Hulu Tetris and played some Tetris, and we did a 2 out of 3 match, right?
Okay.
So first game I played regular, which is not 4-wide. I just wanted to see the speed that he had, and then the second game I played, basically just the sandbag.
Do you know how to block?
The sandbag, basically, and then the second one I played the 4-wide, and
here come the mix-ups.
Went 4-0 against him, so
for sure.
Yeah, that was a...
Dang, you boy beaten up.
Yeah.
Blown up.
Yeah. Wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I am, that's true, and later on in October this month I will be going back to the Classic Tetris World Championships to do commentary, so that'll be on the weekend before Canada Cup.
Okay.
The Canada Cup is like after Halloween, I think, and this is right before. I think it's like the 19th through the 20th.
Canada Cup's before Halloween because Halloween is the last day of October.
Oh,
but it is the last weekend of October.
I definitely popped off in a very subtle kind of like, like I wasn't like, take that. I was just more like,
duh.
Come on.
Duh.
There you go.
All right, well, I guess that's about it for most of it.
Yep, exactly. We've got about 7 more minutes.
Until Capcom Connect. Now, last week was the first Capcom Connect. Did you watch?
I did watch, yes.
What were your thoughts?
I feel like the hosts probably have a lot to work on just with, rapport, dialogue, and just, a lot of stuff like that. That's going to happen on the first show, so I'm curious to see how they're going to grow as time goes on. I was a little concerned because it did feel like, the first thing that they did was just talk about costumes and all these other things like that. It felt very much like a commercial, kind of in a way, you know what I mean? Which you can't blame them. I mean, that's
what I expected it would be,
right? Yeah. And then they played a few exhibition matches, and so I know Afro-ROM is going to be on today.
Okay, cool.
To play against some LPN and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see about that. The only thing that, of course, that makes me sad is that I feel like then all the people that they're going to get to exhibit on the show are going to be the NorCal players, and I feel like there's just not going to be as much of a variety. It'd be cool to get players from a lot of different areas.
Sure, it would be, but that I think will be tough. Yeah, I think that the real test for it will be like, how is it in a month? Because in the first few episodes of anything new, you're still figuring it out, and you're right that the the more that you commentate or host or whatever, you talk with somebody, the better your rapport is going to get. So yeah, I'm gonna mostly reserve judgment, I think, until like a month into it.
Yeah.
I think I had some concerns as well, but I guess we'll see. I mean, I certainly like all the guys involved, and I wish them the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And many of them have, in other contexts, done really good jobs at commentating or hosting or playing or whatever. So I don't think that it's like it's not like they can't do it. It's just they gotta. It's
Right.
Once you get over your nerves, once you get a little bit better rapport with the person,
And by the way, in the Classic Tetris World Championships, they are going to do the same thing where they're going to have TGM tournaments, and they're going to have the main event, which is, of course, the original Tetris on Nintendo. So it's really, really cool. So if you guys have a chance to check out that would be awesome. So and I'm, thanks to a very, very generous donation to my stream, I've started to purchase parts to finally get my TGM board set up with the Super Gun. Like, I've already had to buy something called like the OSSC, which lets you convert something into a HDMI-able like output that introduces almost no lag and stuff like that. Because people didn't realize how. So when I got the board, I didn't realize how expensive it was going to be to set this all up. Because like I got that thing. You can only buy it from the UK. That thing was like over $200 already by itself, right? And then the Super Gun's going to cost me like 200 some bucks to do that. And then I'm just gonna it's yeah, I had no idea, but thanks to a generous donation, I will definitely be. I'm doing the Arturo Tech, and I'm having some people help me out.
Oh, very cool.
As well, so hopefully I'll be able to start streaming some Tetris, the Grandmaster, see if I can get myself to Grandmaster level in TGM1, which will be exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be fun. So
this coming weekend is going to be the Injustice 2 Intercontinental Championships, which are going to take place in Vienna. They're going to be 2 players from Australia, 2 from the Middle East. 2 from Eastern Europe and 2 from Western Europe.
Oh, that's right.
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, okay.
I might have one of those wrong, but anyway, it's going to be in Vienna. So check that out.
Okay.
So one of those players makes it into the IPS finals, which will be in November.
Yeah. Also, speaking of all that stuff, I got to hang out a lot with Katana Prime this weekend as well. And, you know, I've always been a fan of his commentary, but I'm honestly just a fan of him.
He's a good dude.
Really, really good guy. So
For sure.
shout outs to Katana Prime.
Okay.
So. All right. So I think that's it for the
Thunderstruck is also going to be this weekend.
Oh, that's right. In Mexico, yes.
That
yes,
is
yes,
a
yes.
Street Fighter ranking event. It's a Dragon Ball Fighters, whatever the main premieres are called.
Saga event.
Is that Saga? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Whatever the main one's called. So you can count on for a lot of really strong players to be there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So there you go. But in the meantime, thanks, guys, for tuning in. After we bird ourselves out of here, we're going to host over to twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters so you can check out the second episode of Capcom Connect. As I mentioned, Afro Rom is going to be on there this weekend. This weekend. Tonight.
Rom, the old Third Strike player, the old SF4 player.
Yep, and he was really good with me. Did he play Vega in... He played Vega in Street Fighter V.
He did.
Vega in Street Fighter V.
Fighting X Layer tease for Steam. That's cool. I hadn't heard about that.
Okay. I missed that one. Okay, cool.
All I did this weekend was play Soul Calibur. I played it. So I took Saturday as an actual Saturday, a break, and I played it from probably 9 in the morning to like 10 at night.
Are you serious? That's how much you cracked out on it?
I got up to the point, as Floe was saying.
I'm gonna do the Chris
Ivy is
Pratt
like,
gif now.
So Ivy is basically like a really good character if you're new,
right?
which I am. So is everybody else. So I basically skated through like all of the low ranks, and I got myself to a rank where everybody else knew how to play the video game, and I still had no idea.
Right.
And I lost 1,000 times, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay, now, well, I'm kind of glad I didn't play the beta now because I would have been playing Maxi and I would have been like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to 2 weeks from now when it comes out.
For sure.
All right, let's skedaddle.
All right.
Bird me. Thanks to Gutex for letting me join the Anti-Esports Club. I'm now a card-carrying member.
That's right.
I'm member number 30.
I was able to get like member number like 14 or something. I forgot to sign up, and I haven't signed up yet. So some point in time.
Later. There is indeed a club.
What my favorite thing was that someone asked him what esports stands for, the acronym, and he definitely had to reach down and pull out his shirt so that he could read it off of it.
What a dingus. All right.